Welcome once again, all you Warhammers and Warhammies, to the best episode of Big M's Power Hour to date. I am your host, Big M, along with the best the best co-host in the world, Cole.
I'm the only one I know of, so there we go. Oh boy, it's falling apart already. Oh boy.
If this is baseball, I think it'd be a foul tip. I got the first part right.
I mean, sure, we'll call it a foul tip. Yeah.
Some lucky fan gets to go home with a bad intro.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as it just didn't hit their car, Some of those fields I've been to, the parking lot's right behind home plate, and you see some of them go up over the roof, and you're just sitting there like, I'm glad I parked far away.
So, how have you been doing this month?
I've been doing pretty well. Been banging out some old world painting and everything like that, so very happy. Getting ready for a little event next month that I'm sure we'll talk about then.
Yeah, let's see. I know, and as we always say, it never works, but we'll do it one more time anyways. I painted a whole 24 Dwarf Ranger STLs from Highland Miniatures.
Oh, I'm excited.
It turned out really well.
Again, pictures.
All just slap chop, just nice little, get them done.
Cranking them out.
Yep. Again, what's the point of painting them super detailed when I can't bring them to an AGW event? So
yeah, exactly. I got really sad. There was an event got posted in one of the Facebook things I'm a part of for Akron that's at a local brewery. I'm like, old world event. Okay, let me look. GW models only. Well,
so long.
Yep. It was one of those. I was really excited to attend that.
Well, I don't know. I guess I mean, I don't have an article on it, so there's no reason not to talk about it now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've been hearing about any of the rumors about everything. So
Enlighten me, sir.
So first off, it's somewhere in one of the articles. I forget what article it's in, so I don't have it pulled up or flagged or anything.
Okay.
But they it was not an old world article. Okay? And
Not
at the bottom, they put like a little asterisk. We're not releasing Kislev or Cafe for Old World.
I did see about this because I think Twitter kind of went, did anyone else notice this little tidbit right here? This one.
Right.
That says you're not doing the Kislev thing that I'm pretty certain was the first thing you did to show us about Old
Absolutely.
World. Like
it was like when they announced Old World.
And they showed us Tomb Kings.
They showed us
Kislev.
Right. It was the very first was they did show I think it was the other way around. I think I showed Kislev, Cafe.
It was like concept art for Kislev, yeah.
And it was basically because they started showing those two because that was the same time that Total War started coming out.
That's right. Yep, they were riding that hype train.
I think I'm going to sneeze. Hold on.
That's okay. We do love a good hype train, though, and they definitely rode that because, Total War Warhammer 3, I think, did, at least it was either coming out or it was just in the marketing cycle to start hyping it up.
Because, again, if you remember, my original prediction was that we were going to get a two-player starter box of Kislev versus Khorne.
Yes, I do remember that we were just going to flat copy Total War Warhammer 3 and try and capture that audience in. Yep.
You win, Internet. You finally got a loss for Big M. That's
Big M has lost one.
40 episodes
Internet
in.
Won. Big M. How many episodes?
40 episodes. 40 episodes of just straight excellence.
Never got anything wrong. Always predicted everything perfectly. It's fine. Don't ask about the Chaos Dwarves. Anyway.
Hey. Future is...
I suppose.
It's written in stone, but the stone is in the fog of war.
Yes. Sure, we'll go for that.
So the other rumor. So I've heard different things about the cause of it, but outside of this current Bretonnian and Tomb King release, don't expect anything for a year.
I don't know how much I believe that. Now, I did see or hear a rumor that essentially said, hey, they were having some issues with shipping or production of some of the stuff that they wanted. And that orc book maybe should have come out a little sooner or with the start or something like that. So it's interesting. I don't know how to believe the wait a year thing.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Honestly, if the orc box gets released in the next couple months,
right,
I'm not going to say that the rumor's false, because I'll say, like,
you're saying you want one other thing other than the orc
right.
box.
Because again, I think it's not too much to ask for one of the already existing armies once a quarter.
Yeah, no, I think the existing armies should get a hero and your arcane journal.
Right,
like one a quarter. You should be able to have that set up. If you're having shipping issues, maybe it gets pushed back.
Well, again, I mean, if you can't handle one release in a 3-month
maybe
period,
whoever it is that's making your books or whatever needs to be reevaluated.
Right.
Yes.
And again, we did hear that they are starting to work on another plant.
Yes.
Again, you're 4 years too late, but again, we'll give you like an 18-month grace period due to COVID.
To be fair, every manufacturing company in the world also has this problem where they go, "Oh, we have a lot of demand. Let's build that plant now."
Right.
Whenever it should have been built before the demand.
Right.
So,
well, again, like I said, though, we are solidly 4 years into supply issues.
That is true. Yeah.
And again, you can't blame pandemic anymore.
Right. It has been
everyone else is back to normal.
Yeah. At some point in 22, maybe even 23, you should have been like, hey, we got her solved.
Right.
We're good here now. Yeah.
Right. We got to get this back on track. Like I said, I mean, I pre-ordered the Mad King book and 2 boxes of Volkite.
Okay.
The weekend that the pre-orders went up.
Right. Yeah.
I forget what weekend that was.
That's a very good question, but
I got those in on the 23rd.
This month.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, that is a little slow there.
Yeah, I mean, that's like 3 weeks as of the date of launch, I believe.
Right. Not 3 weeks from when you could order. Yeah.
Right. And
so
it's
about 4 weeks to 5 weeks from order time, yeah.
Right. And like that's just silly.
Yeah, no, that should be a thing where you go, okay, we're open up for pre-order early because we have stock and we're ready to ship. Yeah.
Right, that's the thing. Is like if you're not ready to ship,
don't offer the pre-order.
Right,
yeah.
And again, like I would have no problem if they just wanted to go, hey, here's 2 weeks where we're not going to release anything because we need to get caught up.
Right. Yeah. And to be fair, the release cycle for GW is unending.
Right. And like I said, it doesn't need to be that way.
No. We all lived in the dark for a long time at one point in this game. And yes, it is nice that there's always something going on and they're always talking to us. But if you have to get caught up, so we stop complaining about things like this.
Right.
Yeah. I'm all right with that.
I mean, honestly, here... it would never happen. It would be impossible. But what I feel like they almost need to do is they need to go, okay, we're going to take off a 4-month block of releasing new things. And the 2 weeks in the middle, we're going to straight up put an order freeze. You can still go to the shops and everything like that. We're still going to be sending out our normal shipment to them, but we're not taking web orders for 2 weeks.
And this is the part of being a giant company that has shareholders that says you can never do that.
Right.
Yeah.
But at that point, then the expectation is at the end of that month,
we're banging them out. Yeah.
Right. We're now going to get back to where we're supposed to be. And then what you can do instead of doing releases, you can even do like almost like an event, a 1-month event of like, hey, every Saturday we release a new battle plan for 40K and Age of Sigmar.
Right. Yeah, you could do a bunch of digital stuff in that 2 weeks too, just to keep it. Yeah. Yeah.
You could do something a little different just to spruce it up, and then get up some energy to get to a hobby and when you get back.
Right. Yeah.
Because like I said, I mean, it's just you got to do something.
Right. Definitely. You have to. If it's getting slower and slower, and I know so many shop owners that still are like, yeah, I ordered from GW. I don't know when it'll show up.
Well, thankfully, my local place has been shunned by GW, so he just orders them as if he were a customer.
Oh, that's good.
And he gets things quicker than he did when he was ordering as a store. So,
boy, that's not good. That's not how you keep your stores happy there, G-Dubs.
Yeah, well, again, like we've said,
right.
You start acting like they're a million-dollar company.
See, the problem is, and I was having a conversation with some people about the video gaming industry where this is kind of coming up right now. It's really easy to just say, you'll get it when you get it, when you're the only big dog in the room.
Right.
And no one else can touch you. So, okay, you're still going to wait on GW. What are you going to do? Go somewhere else, find another game? You'll do that for a little while. You'll come back. They always come back.
See, here's the issue. So one thing about me being an 80s kid versus you being a 2000s kid, there's two companies that one you'll know of, one you may or may not know of.
Okay.
IBM.
Yes.
And Kodak.
Yeah, I know of them both. Yep.
So Kodak.
Yeah. Kodak refused to change.
Oh, you'll see digital cameras. How stupid. You're not going to go to your computer and print out that picture? What are you going to do? Store them digitally? What stupidity is that?
Right. Do you know how much data a photo takes to store? Your computer can't store. Oh no. Technology.
And because of that, it's been over 20 years since there's been a Kodak moment.
Right.
And then same thing for IBM. IBM almost went out of business. They're not out of business, but like they were in a very bad space for a very long time because they went personal computers. You're crazy.
Yeah. You're only able to use the server, and obviously only like the scientists and engineers will ever need a computer, right?
Right. And so like it's not I mean, heck, even if you want to get away from big business and look at, the same general concept, if you look at WWE, they just got into this long period where they just pooped out wrestling. Where it was like, hey guys, we want you to be performing 52 times a year at minimum.
Right.
And then do house shows, and then maybe do the other show.
This other big one, yeah.
So we want you to stop doing any maneuver that has a chance of hurting you. And then you have, like, again, I don't know if you follow wrestling at all or not, but
I do not personally.
So
it's okay.
So there's another company. Well, again, back in the 90s, WCW popped up because WWE was floundering, and so someone saw that. WCW came out and started beating them. WCW stopped shifting. WWE shifted. Came big dog again.
Right.
They went away. They became complacent. AEW showed up, and then started beating WWE, and so they had to pivot. And that's one thing that GW does not do.
Fair enough.
I mean, heck, look at gaming with Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Regardless of what you think about the game, I mean, you literally have game developers going on Twitter and being like, "Hey, man, this shouldn't be your standard of expectation."
Right. Do not expect every game to be like this.
And it's like
a AAA company and they're an indie. Do not expect it to be that good.
And again, like, what's funny is like, it's not even that it's this master class game so much as it is. They got a large group of people that were passionate about the project,
right?
And was like, we don't need to make the most money, we need to make enough money.
Right. We need to all be able to be paid and be happy at the end of this.
And what's interesting with GW, they're just like, man, we'll make enough money.
Don't
it's not
worry.
even like
it's coming in. Don't worry about it. Nothing's gonna happen.
We'll just come out with a new Space Marine Lieutenant and we'll be fine.
All Right. Another Space Marine lieutenant.
But I mean, again, like, there's just an infinite number of examples of, like, no matter how big the dog is,
Right.
there's always a hungry dog somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, again, as much as I love Conquest, I don't know if Conquest has the flexibility. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't have, like, that.
I think that they were in a better spot pre-Old World coming out, personally.
Yeah. Well, again, I think if they would have came out near the end of 8th edition.
Yeah. If this could have somehow been, instead of 9th and all that being a big thing, or 9th becomes a thing, and inside of a year or two, this would have come out, Conquest, I think it could have solidified itself because AOS did what it did. And there was such a huge schism in the groups, so it could have worked.
Again, even on top of that, like, even if you want to say that AOS did everything right, the community was so butthurt that they would have looked for reasons to, to find another.
Yes. And I mean, they were looking for reasons. Kings of War, I think, had quite a few good years thanks to the drop of 9th, or 8th, sorry. So,
and that game is terrible.
I haven't gotten to play it, so I couldn't tell you, but it certainly looks like a rank and flank game, like the Old World.
It's a rank and flank game. I don't want to sling too much mud because I'm not a specialist in it, but from the rules I looked at, it was it was, I don't know. I think 8th was a little more polished, which is saying a little bit.
I mean, to be fair, 8th had how many years of iterations too to get to it. So
but it was also written by GW. So
I mean, yes, and unfortunately, yes, that is the case.
All right, so let's move along here. So who knows if we will see? Who knows when we'll see Old World next?
I mean, to be fair, right now, as a guy who did not get a hold of the core rules or his faction book, the Forces of Fantasy, I just want you to get to reprints at this point. Like,
and again,
come on.
They're at the point where, okay, so you can't buy the book. You should probably release a PDF for $12.
Something. Yes. I mean, make me pay for a PDF, and there's some way you can help make it a little bit more secure so it's harder for me to send it out to somebody.
Or just release it for free so people go, oh, I know how to play this.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you're already...
Be the model company you tell us you are, not the rules company you show us you are.
I mean, again, they're already leaving millions and millions of dollars on the table by not releasing other Warhammer Old World models. So, because again, wargamers, they are not ones to wait.
No, we are not patient people. We realize that it will take a long time for us to paint that army, so we better start on it now.
Right.
And then have it sit for years and still not paint it. But still.
Again, like I said, if we were a patient people, we would all have one army.
Yeah. We'd all be a lot smarter about all this.
Also, speaking of, my friend finally was able to find the time to print my second cannon.
Ooh.
So right now, she only had flesh-colored resin. So this is right now my
very fleshy-looking cannon.
Yeah, this is my mega 3-inch flesh cannon ready to fire.
Cat. Well. Oh, good. I've got a couple of cannons and a volley gun coming in from Etsy right now, so fingers crossed they'll be here, and I'll paint up for the event next month.
Well, I felt very bad because I told her I needed another cannon. She was happy to print it, and unfortunately, we did not communicate as well as one should. So she first off printed me another organ gun,
which is not a cannon, as it turns out. But she didn't know that.
Right.
So
well, now again, I have 2 organ guns and 2 cannons.
And you won't want for much more. Yeah.
I doubt I'll run more than 2 war machines because they don't seem to be particularly amazing.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of with you. Maybe I could see myself running 3, maybe, but it'd be a 2 cannons and then
Well,
like an organ gun or volley gun.
does your engineer prevent?
He let he lets you re-roll a artillery dice once.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that seems to be the biggest issue is with non-dwarven artillery. Like, not only all artillery's been like moved down a little bit,
downgraded. Yeah,
but like
yeah.
without it being dwarven, it's pretty unreliable.
Yeah, if you don't have an engineer sitting around, you're kind of like, well, let's see what happens here.
1 in 6.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I'm only saying you want the 2 cannons if monsters become you will always see them all the time.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So moving along here, let's touch base real quick on.
Yeah. The Empires of Gairan.
So how did you get your game in this month?
I did. I got a pair of games in this month. I launched an attack against Mike Keeley, who is to my map west, and attacked one of his essentially little towns on that, for whatever reason, it's beside a river, so I've got to go for it, right? I had to fight that battle down 100 points just because it was on dry land. There was no water on there. I did unfortunately fail to take the place.
Is Mike playing Orcs?
No, he is playing Slaves to Darkness. Yep.
Good Slaves to Darkness?
Yeah, we got some Chosen in there and other stuff. Like, it's not bad. Or, sorry, Varangard. Yeah, there's 3 Varangard in the list. So, yeah. That's the hard part of the list. That was hard to beat. So
we should probably play at 500 points.
Nope. At 1,000, he's got 3 Varangard chilling in that list, and it's a tough army to chew through. So it's a very high armor, which right now I'm not able to deal with too terribly much. I attacked in, was unable to take. He launched a counterattack into one of my rivers in order to cut the head off of the snake and make me lose probably at least half my territory if I failed this defense. I was able to defend. So what Mike and I essentially accomplished was nothing for the month. Yes.
Well, for me, no one invaded.
Okay.
Because in Pittsburgh, they're too smart.
Yeah, just too smart. They know not to come attack you, huh?
Don't feed the dragon.
Don't mess with Big M.
So I invaded. So basically, at this point, I have for my Soul Blight to win. There's this like tri-hex that I need to own at the end of the campaign. Like currently own it.
Okay.
So right now, all I'm doing is just going after the hexes around it. Yep. And so poor Ben was in the way, and
poor Ben again.
So he had both sides of the portal.
Oh, okay.
And so Chuck fought the distance side, and he defended Chuck. Then I came on the other side, and it was actually a pretty close game.
Oh, good.
Due to him knowing his army very well, the Beast of Chaos.
Yep.
And
it's very practiced with it. So.
And then, of course, I also did a couple not advantageous, not strategic thinking.
Not the greatest choices were made.
Yeah, so he set up an ambush, so we had to play the trapped or whatever.
Right, yeah, trap.
And even though I kind of did some not smart things, it's just too much.
Right.
There's too much. So, like, I was trying to figure out how to build my list because I wanted to try something a little different. So I took a 20-man block of zombies and a 40-man block of zombies.
Okay.
And I left too much room behind because in that one, you get points for having your units in your opponent's territory. Well,
So we needed to march these zombies across the table.
Right, so I needed to get them in his territory, so I really couldn't do too much to keep my backside safe.
And he came on to the board back behind you with a few units.
A little bit, yeah. And they didn't really...
Not
they
huge, but enough.
They did work, but what's funny is, so I lost... he wiped out that unit of 20 pretty quick.
Yeah.
To my advantage, because then I got to put them back on the table immediately.
No. Yeah.
Back behind where he was. And then he downed the bats. And so, now again, he is getting 2 points for this every single time he does it. But now I put the bats on the other side too far away for him to do anything about. And then, of course, I'm making sure to keep them close to the gravesite, so I still get to bring models back. And he managed to take out my necromancer before I got to do anything.
Ooh, okay, pretty good.
And then he was also able to take out both corpse carts eventually.
Okay, so he wasn't fast enough on those, otherwise you wouldn't have had much support anymore.
Right. And honestly, like, what's really interesting is through those corpse carts, I did maybe half a dozen mortal wounds.
Okay.
And when they were gone, it was like, well, I'm still rolling 38 dice.
Right, I still have a pile of dice here.
And I finally got to use Doomed Minions.
Oh.
Which is the command trait that my narrative hero has, where any summonable unit that was... Well, so first of all, I roll a die at the beginning of the game, pick D3 units to be counted as doomed, and if any of my summonable units are within 3 inches of that unit, with my hero also within 3 inches, they hit on 2s.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Seems pretty good.
Yes.
Seems all right.
Again, this is what I'm talking with Soulblight. Like, I've played so many other armies that are like low tier and middle tier, like written in stone, that I finally pick up like a good book and I'm like, what are all these good rules? Like, I was looking at the command trait chart.
Yeah.
I was looking at the command trait chart and I was like, there's no bad choices. There's like one that is not preferable.
Well, don't pick that one then, Matt.
Well,
what's wrong with you?
You had to roll, remember?
Oh, that's right.
So,
you didn't roll that one.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. But one thing was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Vampire Lord did some work.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
So these 5 wounds, 3 up save, 3 up, 6 up. I used, he got in there with some heavier hitting, not the Bestigors, but something else that hits a little hard.
Okay.
I apologize. I don't remember that book very well.
It's okay. I suppose we'll forgive you today.
Yeah, you gotta just look at the go to Honest Wargamer and look up their amount army show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he got my Vampire Lord down to 1 wound.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was able to go, and I was able to do 4 wounds.
Oh.
And heal back up to 4.
Nice. Very nice.
Like, no. And I was like, I got the hunger.
I don't blame him. I would have looked at you like, you can leave now, Matt. And just go home. Just go home.
But yeah, so then basically it got down to the point where the whole game revolved around how well was my Vampire Lord and 40 zombies going to do.
Fair enough.
And the answer to that is kind of the answer we always get, and pretty good.
Yep. Good enough, as it turns out. Good enough.
That 40-man zombie block went into his Cygor.
Okay.
That unit of pretty good beastmen, and then the ambusher ranged unit.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
Oh. You just strung them out and caught everybody, huh?
So it was more along the lines, I was put in a formation that I didn't necessarily want to be in, and he...
Fair enough. That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do.
And I was like, you know what? I'm piled in to the borderline that I need to be on, so I'll just stay here. Whatever happens,
It seems like a good spot. Yeah.
I got to do the fun thing where after I killed the Cygor, I rolled for all of my zombies to come back and everything, and I took one special die. I'm like, this is the Cygor dice. Woof, and I'm like, oh, here's your Cygor.
Just sets down one model. That's what your Cygor's been reduced to.
Cygor's now a 5'8" zombie man.
Don't worry about it.
Don't
Logistically, don't think about it. We found enough bones in there to make this. It's fine.
Yeah, that still bothers me. I wonder if there's a way that you could do like bone golems or something, and like on like
you could do some entertaining stuff.
On like if you kill something with 5 or more wounds, roll a special dice, and
it could be something like the Chaos Spawn is.
Yeah,
it's just like flesh golem or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be cool to be like, and it's like the only way to get it is through recursion.
Right. You have to kill a monster and roll the 6 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. I think that'd
You'll
be
need
super much
one
fun.
of this model, because if you do it twice, you're cheating.
It just doesn't make sense otherwise.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So I ended up winning, and again, it was very close. It was just basically, it came down to turn 4, and we looked at the math, and I was like, yeah, you pulled away. But again, very good game.
Yeah.
Surprising. Like, I honestly thought it was going to be a little bit of a steamroller. However, I realized what I need to do, instead of at 1,000 points, instead of bringing like 2 units and trying to figure out what the proper numbers are, because I can't fit 2 units of 40, I just need to bring 1 unit of 60.
Do you want to have no one who wants to play with you out there? Because that's how you do that.
If I mean, yes.
Yes, this is what's going to happen now.
And I'm just like
60 block.
Just do it here. I'll do a 2 line of 30 apiece, and
goodness,
I'll just get on some objectives. You do what you want to do. I'll bring some bats so they can be.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Big M Hayward is going to be playing Linehammer, also in Age of Sigmar.
I mean, I've won enough sports awards. That box has already been checked. That's
We're done with it now. We've done it once. Time to throw those away.
I think I'm up to 3 sports awards.
Well, then, you know what? You found your niche. Just stay in it, all right? You know your role.
No. I checked that box. It's just like here. We'll do a second wrestling reference.
Oh boy.
It's just like Hulk Hogan at Bash the Beach 95. Sometimes you got to join the NWO. That's all there is to it. Sometimes you got to be the third man.
So, for all the members of the audience who actually knew what that was, because I'm the younger back here, probably, good for you. But for me, 95, I don't know. I wasn't too aware of anything in 95.
So for your reference, that is the pay-per-view where Hulk Hogan first became Hollywood Hogan and did a heel turn.
Okay. Understood.
With Tony, the announcer, Tony Schiavone, yelling, "You son of a bitch, Hogan!"
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Classic moment.
Classic. You had to be there, I'm sure.
Yeah. But again, if you were there, you gotta like the video.
You gotta like the video. Yes, if you were there.
Yeah, I don't do it often, but when I
fair enough, you gotta throw it in there somehow.
Speaking of, so normally we don't get likes. We just we get views, and I'm happy with that.
Sometimes Chris comments. Yeah.
Yes, and I love those comments. I wish we would get more. And Chris, I apologize. I forget about you commenting from last month, but you didn't comment last month. So, but we got more likes than normal on the last episode.
What's wrong with all of you?
Hey man, I liked it.
I know. I'm probably not supposed to insult the audience if they're liking the video, but like,
you idiots liking the video. What's wrong with you? Don't encourage this moron.
Like us? What's wrong with you?
All right.
I would.
Well, I'm sure we've already
Myself
lost
checked
everyone
out.
at this point.
They all turned off now.
No, I think with the insulting, they heard it from the other room. They're like, "Oh, well, if he's going to talk dirty to me, I might as well watch a little more." We don't have too many things from this month. Again, not only is it a short month, but it's also,
it's post a big release.
After Old World, prior to the announcement of 4th edition at Adepticon next month.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
I mean, yeah, it is going to happen. I was just, whether or not it's at Adepticon or they're just like, we'll do it ourselves.
It's going to be Adepticon just like they did it 3 years ago at Adepticon, and it's going to be releasing around July 4th.
Well, yeah, I knew it was going to release around that. It's just when were they going to announce it?
And I'm not going to lie, I really didn't read too many articles this month, so we're going to...
we'll just hunt and pick, and
we're going to get to that...
Stumble.
Yeah, we're going to get to that Battlescroll real quick. All right. So, February 2nd, call the judge, Grand Justice, blah, 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 weighs in on tabletop disputes. Oh, Gormain, I get it now. That's now
yes. Yes.
I just name in one ear, out the other. Now I'm reading it. It's pretty funny because it's the...
Yes. You got there. You got there. Took a second.
So I did read this one.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Was it a good read, actually?
Funny. Yeah, it was actually. So this reminded me of the article whenever KO was getting the code right.
Yeah.
So
same idea, but with the judge now.
Huh. That might be a good Armies on Parade. Okay, moving along. Then we got a Dawnbringer article on the 2nd. I did read this one. I thought it was okay. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more.
Right.
I really like the character of Ionis.
Yeah, no, very cool.
I really like the character. I really like the idea of the Relictor. I really like Stormcast priests. I don't understand why we don't have more of them, because everyone should be essentially praising the person that has made them, besides Grugny.
I mean, yeah, I would expect there to be more priests in...
Right.
Maybe there aren't for Sigmar, for Stormcast, just because, you gotta see the guy later or something. So
yeah.
And talk to him if you need to, but, come on.
We got it. There's a little entry from Gabriel Shorehart, who we haven't heard of since 2nd edition because he's no longer helpful.
Poor guy. Yeah, we did see him a lot in 2nd edition too.
I said this was actually pretty good. I was kind of hoping for a little more, but hey,
it's good to have a little something.
Yeah, honestly, since Black Talon, they've really been trying to do a good job at humanizing the Stormcast.
Yeah.
And I think that's gone a long ways. I just think
it always helps.
If there was a way to get people that didn't necessarily care about Stormcast to give it a shot.
Right. And these are your golden boys,
right.
Your poster boys for the game.
Right.
Make me like them. Humanize them some.
February 5th, announcing the 2024 U.S. Open Series. Once again, staying as far away from us as humanly possible. And once again, I get it. I understand that hotels are expensive in the Northeast, but there has to be somewhere in Ohio or Michigan.
I was going to say, you're telling me that, Columbus Convention Center is, impossible. Cleveland? No one goes to Cleveland.
Right. Heck, even Tennessee or Kentucky or something.
Right. Here's what it is. GW is vacation spot. I see nothing in Ohio I want to go to. That ain't happening.
Yeah, I don't know how
Pennsylvania?
much.
Yeah, there's nothing there I want to see.
Yeah, I don't know.
In New York City, they can't afford. Otherwise,
right.
We would have one there. It's fair.
Yeah, we have a whole huge convention center. You can roll dice in it. I've tried. It works.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think some of the problem for the Northeast is that Nova Open occurs there. and they kind of get to dip their
occurs
toe
in
whenever
one
they
place.
present
One
there.
place.
Yep,
And
they've got
again-
one. That's all they want.
So, but again, they've also had them in Chicago.
That's true. They've had them in Chicago and Adepticons there.
It's personal
Yep.
now.
No, now they just don't like us.
They're
They
just
don't want to
staying
come
away
to
from me
Northeast.
because they're like, crap, if we put it too close to Big M, he'll show up and it'll be a whole thing.
Yeah, can't deal with that. Can't deal with that.
Still, the other disappointment, no AOS Grand Narrative yet.
Not yet. We got to have at some point. I mean, people have been raving about that too much, Chuck. Anyway, that you have to have it at some point, right? I think a lot of people would really enjoy even just hearing about it.
Would you go in costume?
If I would go, yeah, I'd go in costume. I don't know. Did you ever get to see how I dressed up for Adepticons in the past?
No.
Oh, yeah. For the 40K teams, I twice have been convinced first to dress up as essentially one of the Mechanicus priests.
Oh.
And then, oh, geez, now I'm going to forget the book series. As essentially an Imperial Guardsman, I have dressed up at one of the Valhallans. And so I sat around in winter gear for 2 days.
Did you have your infantryman handbook?
I did not have an infantryman's handbook. I had the hat, though. I tell you. Yeah.
If I was a commissar.
There were 2 commissars there. I think they executed me multiple times throughout that weekend. I was very executable, as it turned out.
So that actually reminded me. Whenever I went out to Neil's to pick up my miniatures last month, his son had some Nerf guns on the table, and I just randomly picked one up and I just pointed it directly at Neil's face, and he was a decent amount. Well, I was pointing at the back of his head, and I fired, and he turned. I shot him like right here, and those things are so.
They're much more powerful than whenever.
Yeah, he had a welt, like it was just this red dot on his right above his brow for like an hour and a half. I was like, "Wow, that's hilarious."
Not, boy, I feel bad.
No.
That is funny.
Again, I mean, then let's say I would have gone like a little too far, bought down, and he lost an eye. He now has a ticket for life to hold that against his son for not cleaning up those toys. So, if anything, you're welcome.
Matt would not have shot me in the head had you cleaned up your toys.
If I didn't have it, I wouldn't have shot it.
Oh, my. Not you to be the adult, not shoot him in the head.
Right.
That boy.
Right.
It's his fault.
February 6th. Warhammer Age of Sigmar organized play. What's new for 2024? I don't know. Oh, you get the gauge that everyone's had for.
Yeah.
Except for they had to be different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 3 inches, 2 inches, 1 inch, half inch.
So it is different looking. Ooh. And there's a cool little like trophy thing that I'm sure is a plastic that's etched. I mean, it's kind of cool, and to help for little local places to set up and put on events.
Yeah.
Cool. The more of those we have, the better.
Cool.
Oh, it is a glass trophy, it says. I'm surprised. Okay.
I mean, I'll never see it, so.
Right.
Good for you if you get it. Then on the 8th, speaking of the Code Right, we had another Code Right consults. This one I felt was a little meh.
Lackluster in comparison.
Because it was only about Drecky Flint, and of course then the Code Right's like, oh, well, Drecky Flint is blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, not a good guy. He's not doing this right.
Well, I think this is them that had them liking him.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, see, it was very much just like, meh, you should have put away your toys.
You should have put away your toys. You wouldn't have gotten shot in the head.
So that's it. It was a little flat. I thought it was an okay premise, and then they just really didn't.
Yeah,
they didn't run with it.
Okay, they can't all be bangers. Right. Just so long as they keep writing us.
I'm glad we got some dwarves in there. It made the show. So wasn't that bad.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Then on the 9th, we got another Dawnbringers article where we go over the Crone Seer I didn't. Oh, I did read this one.
Okay.
This one was actually pretty cool. So it was the follower of the Crone Seeker and one of their friends, like they were bringing the friend in, like, to get into the fold. And the Crone Seeker's like, "You're an idiot." And he's like, "I'm not an idiot. This is my best friend. We grew up together." And then, like, turns into like a Bloodstalker or something. Like,
okay.
it's pretty cool. I liked it a lot. It was it was one of the I mean, under normal circumstances, it would have been like, "No, I really was your friend," blah. But of course, it's Warhammer, so of course it's a bad guy.
So, nope. It is actually bad.
But no, I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was a good one.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, we got the big drill debate on February 13th. So what do you do? Do you drill out your barrel or do you not drill out your barrels?
So, I have never taken the time on my Space Marines to drill out the barrel. The only time I've ever really done much of anything is I've painted it where the hole should be. And at one point, I got in little, like, flash effects as though there was a flash from a round coming out. But that's about it. I've never actually sat down, taken the time to drill my barrels out on my Space Marines.
For the against, or like the no, don't worry about it. Right. There's a little gray boy saying they've also not sculpted my internal organs.
This is true. They have not taken the time to do that.
So for me personally, when I first got into the hobby, I did drill them all.
Okay.
I drilled them all out, and I did both ways. So I did down the barrel, and then I also did the vent.
I mean, to be fair, if you're going to drill the barrel, you might as well go all the way and get the vent.
Right. Now, I didn't do plasma guns because I felt like the plasma thing is more like the end of a battery, and it actually like shoots off of that. So I was like, it probably doesn't come out; it generates from there.
Sure.
And space. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Now I have stopped doing that because a lot of my original Space Marines, those barrels crumbled.
I mean, that will happen for some of that old plastic.
Yeah, whenever you carve out 3/4 of it, you kind of give a little bit of structural integrity issues.
I don't understand what you're talking about. This couldn't be a problem.
Yeah. So again, if you drill out your barrels, give us. I don't know. Don't
tell us, what do you do? Do you drill out your
comment,
barrel?
subscribe. All right.
Yeah, the subscribe.
How?
Let's try again.
On Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Got going full tilt with new twist on the classic minigaming on Warhammer Plus. There used to be a jousting thing back in the old days, and they did a little jousting thing here.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but
I didn't watch it, and I know Warhammer Plus, so I haven't gotten to look at the rules myself yet, I don't believe, right? Because you had to... Oh, no, you could just download it. For some reason, I thought you had to be a part of Warhammer Plus to look at it.
Just to watch it. But, like...
Just to watch. Okay.
I don't know, man. I have Warhammer Plus. I only use it just because I get access to the app and the free mini.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so play this. I'm sure it's fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a fun little game.
Yeah, it's older, so there's definitely more likelihood of it being better.
Right. It's okay. It'll be all right.
February 16th was a big day for Middle-earth people because we got our February FAQ update.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because up until now, both Reddit and Facebook communities were about ready to have an aneurysm, screaming and hollering, and it's come out, and they haven't stopped bitching about it since. So,
I mean, the iOS community isn't too different, but we'll get to that later. Yeah, but it's out now. You asked for it. You have received.
Right, exactly. So enjoy your game. It's what you wanted. You wanted attention. You got attention, and now you're like,
you wanted. Yes,
it's not the attention I wanted. They're never giving Rangers elf bows, all right? Who gives a crap? That's all I want. I'm never getting it.
No. Just take that off the wish list. It'll be much easier that way.
They should be. Never mind. I'm not getting into it.
Let's
February 19th, Power Wash Simulator's getting a 40K crossover.
Yeah. Why not?
Do you have Power Wash Simulator?
I do not have Power Wash Simulator.
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So by the time this episode is out,
you will have played some Power Wash Simulator.
I don't know if I'll have played it, but I'll have downloaded it. That's
Yes. You'll have to take an evening, power wash off. I don't know. What do we have for vehicles in here? Imperial Knight. You can go ahead and you can power wash off the Imperial Knight post battle and let us know how it went.
Yeah. And also, for people that are also Final Fantasy VII fans, there's also a little DLC for Midgar. So
there you go.
That'll be fun. And again, if you're as of the date of this episode coming out, this is already out. So go get it.
Yeah.
Also, on video game news, on February 22nd, Total Warhammer 3 reinforcements arrive en masse. So, I did not get the most recent DLC because I didn't really want to play Tzeentch.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't care. And so now I've been reading about all of this stuff where they've actually kind of went back and really put a lot of focus onto Kislev, Cathay, and Tzeentch, and I'm actually almost done with my first Kislev campaign.
Ooh, very cool.
I'm not very good at this game, and with this, I am kicking serious ass. Kislev's very good now.
Awesome. That's great, because I am also bad at this game, but it's okay.
So the new hero, who's not new to the patch, she came out with the DLC. It's a named Hag Witch, Hag Queen. I don't know. I guess Witch, because Queen
Witch
would be the wrong army.
Right.
She's very interesting. So she's like a Baba Yaga style.
Oh, okay.
And so I forget. Do you have Total War?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
We should play at some point. But anyways,
we should try it. Yeah.
Have you played Kislev at all? We even looked at it.
I have a little bit. Yeah.
So she starts west of the big circular elf island.
Yep.
Near the Dark Elves.
Oh, okay.
So on the other side of the world from where the rest of Kislev is.
Right. Yeah, she is not where she belongs.
If you want access to normal human Kislev troops, you have to find them and ally with them.
Oh, geez. You have to go to the other side of the world and then convince them to ally with you.
Right. Until then, you get nothing but horrible forest monsters.
Lovely.
It is awesome. And so she focuses on hexes, which you put in AoEs, and all of your troops get buffs, and all of your opponents get debuffs.
Oh, lovely.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you just put that mid-line, even though it's humans fighting stuff. Oh.
Yeah. I said I haven't touched Cathay yet. They're next.
Okay.
And Tzeentch, I probably still won't touch because you have to be smart to play them.
That's why I played Corn.
Yeah.
Just smash things. As you smash things, more things pop up for free. They smash things. It's great.
And again, this is also already out as well, so if you haven't touched Warhammer 3 in a little bit, go try out one of these armies. You'll like it. You do have to buy the DLC, which is currently $25. No, I didn't see any signs of any sales or any rumors or any of that coming up. So,
yeah,
if you don't play right now, if you're holding your breath, it ain't going to happen anytime soon.
Right. That is the one problem about it being February, March, is there are no holidays around for Steam to be like, sale.
Yeah. Now, again, though, like I said, originally for what they gave you, I didn't think $25 was worth it, but having 3 fully refreshed armies, now $25, that's better. Okay. That's all right.
Reasonable.
All right, and then February 23rd, we got another Dawnbringer Chronicles article, 21 total at this point. I did not read this one at all.
I have not gotten to it at all either. So,
but it's also about Gourmain. Mm-hmm.
Yes, there we go.
Oh, it also has like
Gourmain. Yeah.
That works with a lot of
there.
Yeah.
The more we read this, we're going to find even more. This might be the best named character in Warhammer. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah, I think you're right. We got it. We're there. Oh crap! I totally forgot that we forgot to review this army, and
we'll get there. You know, it's fine.
I mean, we gotta let it settle.
We'll do it for 4th edition.
Yeah, you'll do that.
We'll talk about it.
I mean, I don't
how it will do in 4th when 4th. I mean,
it's hard to look that far ahead, but I don't know what we're gonna do for April. So maybe we'll just do it 4 months late.
It'll be fine. No one will notice, right?
Oh no! I guess in April I have the GT to talk about.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
Just jam packed with things
we'll have
to talk
to do
about.
like a I don't know. It's a good army.
There we go. It's a good army.
It's a good army. Looks like there's some jank in there that needs to be fixed, but
we're not fixing jank.
What I said prior to the book coming out has been basically on point.
There we go. Again, chalk one up to Big M.
Another one.
There we go.
It's just an assumed chalk at this point.
It's just assumed. Just put it up there. It came out of his mouth. Chalk it up. If we have to, we'll erase it. But we don't use that eraser much.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. That eraser, we got it, but it looks as good as it does the day we got it.
Yes.
If I were to sell it on Amazon, like new.
There we go.
All right, and then we have February 26th. Classic Warhammer Underworlds Warbands Reborn for Rivals. And so basically they are letting us know they're coming out with the old Nighthaunt one that was fine, the Troll one, which was interesting, the Goblin one, which was awesome, and the Skaven one that was awesome. Again,
it's awesome. Glad they're doing it.
Maybe wait till you can keep up with orders, but I don't think this is going to put too much stress on the presses.
No, I don't think this is going to be what does them in.
Yeah, nope, they'll be all right. They'll be just fine. All right, let's see here. All right, so now moving along here to rumor engines.
Yeah.
So I believe it doesn't seem like we have a lot of rumor engines, but
no, we don't. I think we're recording this on the 26th. There's probably going to be one tomorrow. Our luck. Yeah.
So then, so we got from February 6th, we got a cloak with some lines on it.
Yeah.
Duster.
I can't. Yeah. I don't know if that's a duster or that's some sort of camo cloak of some sort. And I'm only saying that just from the straps and metal pieces I'm seeing up in the top right corner.
Yeah, it's probably some sort of scout.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. A scout, and that is, whenever you see it painted, some sort of tactical camo that's, I don't know, probably has to be something city fighting. So
I assume it would either be Space Marines or Imperial Guard.
Probably Space Marines or Imperial Guard.
Small chance of Votan.
Small chance, but yeah. It's Imperial in some way.
I don't like the bars.
Hopefully in color it looks a little bit better. Yeah. Be interesting to see.
I don't like them hanging off the bottom. I think if
they stayed on the cloak, you'd feel a little bit better about it.
I don't know. It's not the end of the world.
No.
If the rest of the model looked good, I wouldn't really worry about it. But
right. No, it'd be interesting to see. I think there's some sort of scout though. I'm with you.
Then we got February 13th. We got some sort of fleshy, pulpy thing.
Some sort of fleshy membrane that's being stretched out, I think. So somebody's using this thing.
Probably like a follower of a should or something.
Follower of a should. Yes, of course.
I mean, it's so as long as it's not another friggin' swerve like they did with the books, the bookshelf.
That's true.
Like I said,
That's very true.
It's too magical-ish to be Khorne.
Yes.
It's too straight torture to... Well, it's too straight torture with magic to be Slaanesh.
Okay. Agreed.
It is in the realm of Tzeentch, but it's not, like, whimsical enough.
Yeah.
There's no whimsy involved with it.
There is a distinct lack of whimsy.
Right.
So I'm thinking somewhere over in the 40K realms with this. Maybe Dark Elf, something like that. I don't know.
Even still, there's still... See, to me, this reads as an AOS model.
Okay. Okay, just from the lack of metal and things like that.
Right. Well, so, like, also on top of that, like, I feel... And again, this could just be me. Mm-hmm. I'm 100% willing to admit that this is just maybe something that I'm perceiving
the big M bias here. Yeah.
Whenever you have a non-model thing, for 40K, it's typically smaller and tighter and more detailed.
Okay.
Like, you'll have more, like, patterns on things and more this and that, whereas AOS typically is more open and a little more natural, and the only detail you'll get is like moss or mushrooms or a skull on the side, and so to me this reads a little more AOS.
Okay I could kind of see that. Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. Oh, now he's talking himself into something else. Here we go. What do we got?
Maybe I could almost see maybe beastmen or even maybe some sort of orc, like a magic orc thing.
Okay, because I'd buy that for $1.
To me, like I said, it's clearly a magic thing.
Yeah, it's definitely 100%. It's magic in some way, shape, or form.
Right, and so again, I want to say Chaos Dwarves.
The problem is the angle that this is probably at would tell us so much, and we have no idea.
I have a feeling this is...
I do too, but
laying down.
It might not be. Yeah. Is the problem.
It could be like up and like being like stretched. Like,
right.
Did you watch Doctor Who at all?
Not really.
So then for the people that did, it could be like the face of Bo.
Okay.
Google it.
Google it.
It's a much more disturbing face of Bo. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say Chaos Dwarves. I'm gonna keep the hope alive. I'm gonna keep the fire of a Hashut burning right here.
Okay. Also, the face of Bo. Not realizing what I was gonna be googling. Okay, that was that. Huh?
That's just the backside. See, this is what. Yeah.
Okay.
That's Doctor Who.
See.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yes, thank you, Jamie. Appreciate that. Appreciate the addition to the podcast.
So, first appearance on the podcast, and one for Matt.
Yes, and one for Matt.
And then, of course, the last one we have for this recording, February 20th, a little talisman that...
I mean, yeah. I don't know whose talisman this could be. But it's on a staff of some sort.
Yeah, so to me, it makes me...
kind of messily with some leather.
Yeah, so I'm kind of makes me lean towards Skaven.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see Skaven.
I wonder if that other thing could be Skaven. Maybe Skaven.
Could be.
I would say...
What if that's part of Skaven? That's some sort of weird monster that they've like enhanced its brain or something?
I'm going to say the chance of the cloak being Votan is the chance that last thing is Skaven.
So low.
I mean, I would say it's enough to be on the board.
Okay.
If Vegas took's odd, they would post it. That's
okay. I gotcha.
All right, so let's... We've cleared that. Where are we here now? Okay. So on to our Battlescroll that, boy, we could not live without.
I'm just saying, look, this is more GW's problem than it is anything. They said on the quarter you will get this, not on the quarter and an extra month and a half.
Yeah, it's true. And
because we were getting close to the point where you could have just been like, "Hey guys, just wait for 4th edition." Also, the memes from the community, especially just poor people that run the Twitter for Warhammer community, getting harassed daily about just where's the War Scroll. Yes, you could be talking about this, but where is the War Scroll for Age of Sigmar?
I just imagine
I loved all of it.
I imagine, see, the problem is, at my company, my old position was the guy that, not really, but equivalent to the guy that posted the articles. Because someone, James Workshop was like, Doug, we need you to post about the new Marshmallow branded 40K stuff, and then they post that, and then they get where's the War Scroll? And
exactly, and poor Doug got attacked. I'll tell you, it happened over and over. By the end of it, I felt bad for ever had to deal with that account, because
if Doug could have given you the battle scroll, he absolutely would have.
That is the sad part. Is like poor Doug is just going over the rules team after the end of the day, like, are we any closer on that damn battle scroll? I need them to stop being mean to me, please.
They're just saying such deeply personal things at this point.
They just want the battle scroll. Release it. At this point, I'll take anything to give them a day. No, you can't give me that. Okay.
Okay, so let's see here. So, overall, I think it was a fine battle scroll.
Yeah.
What's funny is I don't. There might be one or two changes here that are actually going to change some things, but at the end of the day, I think it's more along the lines going to make some armies more fun to play.
Yeah, a couple little cleanup things.
I don't think. I wonder. I would like. I haven't heard too many people talk about this.
It was kind of like, it's here. Okay, it didn't do a whole lot.
Right. But, like, I haven't heard too many complaints or anything.
Screamed for this. Yes, they didn't mess anything up hugely, put it that way.
Yeah, I didn't hear any complaints. I didn't hear any real huzzas. So, let's see here. Let's just we'll go through things here. Yeah. Core battalions, Wizard Finders of Andor, Magic Hunters.
Yeah.
Each time a unit from this battalion is affected by a spell cast by an enemy unit or the ability of an endless spell summoned by an enemy unit, you can roll a die on a 5+, ignore the effect of that spell or the effects of that endless spell's ability on this unit. I assume...
I'm trying to look it up and see... what changed?
I don't think it had. I think this is just a brand new ability added.
No.
It says add the following paragraph to the beginning of this ability.
Oh, okay. Yes, it is. Yep. Okay.
I mean, for free, 5+ spell ignore.
Yeah, 5+ spell ignore as well.
Give me a reason to take it.
Because everyone was going through and casting. What was it? Horror Fraud? No, Blizzard, right? Yeah. Blizzard, and just destroying everyone. They're like, ooh, we made really good spell that we thought making it a hard cast would be difficult, but we made cast easier. Let's not talk about
we made it easier to cast, and we made all the best armies get plus a bajillion to their cast rolls, so,
Oh, you mean it's good. Okay.
So then we got Battle Tactics. Add the following battle tactic.
Yeah.
Drain their power. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if a friendly hero with a Null Stone adornment is contesting an objective that was controlled by your opponent at the start of your turn. That's doable.
Yeah.
It's a little long.
Are you holding one of the artifacts from this book? Cool. If you take it and that hero is holding it, you get one.
I desperately think that another battle tactic was needed that did not require you to be a wizard or to kill a wizard
Yeah. It was almost pushed a little too much in this edition.
Almost.
Yeah, it It was. There's a reason I'm not. This is my low point for editions of third edition.
Yeah.
So
like I said, yeah, I know we beat the point to death, but yeah, the battle tactics for this GHB are just
not our favorite.
Yeah,
not our favorite.
They were not well thought out.
No.
So now we got a change to a whole battle plan.
Yeah.
Power flux, victory points. Change the 4th bullet point to score 1 victory point if any enemy wizard hero units were destroyed in that battle round. This victory point is scored at the end of the battle round instead of at the end of each turn.
Okay.
So basically you just have... well, I guess not even have. It's just... I'm not 100% sure I understand the difference. And I still have my original question from the first time I read the battle plan of what happens if you eat the leader of a warden unit in LRL?
That's a good question. I wonder if it's been brought up in an FAQ somewhere.
I doubt it.
I feel like we've had this question at some other stage and it has been spelled out. I need to take the time to find it, though.
Well, if I was playing LRL and my opponent ate my warden, I'd say, yeah, you get it.
Yeah, that's a wizard. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Okay, so Grand Alliance. Nothing like peach on salmon. That's...
yeah, makes it real easy to read here. Thanks, G-dubs.
All right, so Blades of Corn, Hatred of Sorcery. Yeah. Add the following. Each time a friendly unit casts a spell, you must roll a dice. On a 5+, that spell is automatically unbound. I don't know how you feel about this, but I love it.
Great little piece of flavor for Corn. Why are you allying it in Wizards anyway? You're playing Corn, and I don't appreciate you casting these spells with my army.
I get it. I get it that it's powerful. I get that it's a good game, but you didn't understand the assignment.
You missed the assignment. Yes, exactly. We hate Wizards here.
And I love seeing like Malachor or a Balakor show up, cast Mystic Shield on a unit, rolls the 5, and they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Right. Why are you trying to cast anything right now?
I'm trying to help you.
No, we hate Wizards.
I do not... so for Nurgle, I don't remember what... I remember now.
What would be even greater in that scenario is you have to roll the dice twice. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
You're right.
Internet lagged up over here.
No, finish up your point there, because I was moving on.
The more entertaining bit here would be if you do cast, say, Mystic Shield onto a unit of Bloodletters. The Bloodletters then also have to roll a 5-up. On 5-up, they still just ignore that the spell even is cast on them.
Yes, absolutely.
So you got twice to do this.
Absolutely. So then moving on to Magicka of Nurgle. So basically they're changing this one Sloppity Bowpiper thing. This was the one that prevented any pile-in.
Oh, okay.
So instead it subtract 1 from hit rolls.
I mean, the army already has a lot of subtracting from hit rolls.
Right. I know a lot of a lot of actual Nurgle players were actually pretty happy about this one, just for the simple fact that, like, no pile-in feels a little dirty.
Mm-hmm.
And
you definitely feel bad doing that to somebody, but also...
I agree, but at the same time... I mean, if it's just... I can't remember if it was until your next hero phase, or for the following... combat phase, but I think if it's just on your turn,
then I think you can get away with it. If you survive this whole combat, then you can pile in on your turn and swing into
because that's the thing is like, for being a defensive army, Nurgle's not super defensive, and so you kind of need those tricks in order to keep things up and running. Right. So I don't think it's the end of the world, but I think there's a little bit smarter way to handle it, I think. All right, moving on to Beasts of Chaos. The first of many.
Yes.
A lot of 32 mil bases from 1 inches are getting moved up to 2. That includes the Gores and the Zangors.
Stuff that should have been done actual years and editions ago.
Right.
But, it's okay.
Again, the issue is like, I feel like they should, whenever they first started changing things to 2 inches, they should have looked at everything that has a 1 inch reach and go, why are we only allowing the first rank to fight?
Well, I feel like this is just something that kind of happened when AOS first came out and the basing chart came out, and they went, oh, well, we're moving up in scale because they were at the time. Let's just put everything on a 32 now so that, it looks bigger and everything feels better.
But they don't have an excuse.
Oh, that is screwed so many armies with the 1 inch reach.
Right. And like I said, I mean, like, so there's some units like the Blight Kings that I think 1 inch makes sense.
Right, because if you have a giant unit of them.
Right. I mean, the thing is they're supposed to be more defensive. Each guy does put a lot into the combat. So, again, like you saw whenever they could fight in 2 ranks, the stocks of Blight Kings went through the roof.
Yep. Yeah, whenever you're getting 4 attacks out of a single model.
Right.
Okay, I can see it. When you're getting 1, yeah, okay, 2 inches may be all right.
Right. And like I said, so I think if you have a unit that is intended to be a giant chunk of meat that's supposed to slow your opponent down, I totally get having the first rank attack. Right. But the problem is they keep on, like, every year, they go, here's 3 more that get a 2 inch.
Right. They just drip feed in a couple more. They're like, this is probably all right.
Do them all at once.
Right. Just do it. Like, it'll be okay.
I can't think of any more that need the 2 inch treatment, but I'm sure there's a bunch of people that can give you 2 dozen more.
If you have an army in Age of Sigmar, you can probably come up with an argument for at least 1 unit in your book.
Let's see. Skaven. I still haven't looked over Skaven. So, Flee, you can please battle tactic at the end of your turn if 2 or more friendly Skaven units retreated this turn.
Have to look. I don't know what the battle tactic used to say for them. If it was 3 or if it was 1.
I believe it was 1.
Okay. So, 2. Okay.
I mean, it says Flee.
More difficult. Yeah, Flee, 2 fleas. I mean, yeah.
So you either need 2 units or you need a bath. That's
right. Jeez.
Let's see here. Plague monks are changed to unit size 20. I believe they were originally 10.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I'm curious what the points happened with them. If they just doubled the points cost or what it was. We'll get to that later, I guess. I'll have to mark something down.
Yeah. Okay, so we got, for Slaves of Darkness, we got to change Demon Princes. I still don't think it's enough change for a Demon Prince.
I mean, that's a lot of swings.
It is. So basically, at the end of the day, what I want for my Demon Prince, I want it to be a 300-point
monster.
Like, again, this is the pinnacle of what...
Of demonhood. Yeah.
Right. This is what all cultists strive for.
Shoot for. Yeah.
Like, this is their whole goal in life, is to become a demon prince, to then get one shot by, like, some liberators turn 2. Like,
right. Yeah.
Because, like, they still aren't increasing the wounds, they aren't increasing the armor save, they're not increasing the ward save. It's still just, well, here's some more
just output, baby.
Right.
Here we go.
And it's like, I really want, like, I know there's a build for Demon Princes that isn't very good, but, like, I want that to be almost impossible, because I want these Demon Princes to be like, you're putting, like, what Varangard is what Demon Princes should be.
Right, yes. You see them and you know to respect it.
Right.
Yeah.
It should be, oh no.
Yeah, I have to deal with that.
All right, and then Tzeentch, same Zangors.
Yeah, 2 inch.
Now we got... I didn't realize this wasn't the case before, but now you can take pinks, blues, or brims, and they all can count as battle line.
Yeah, I think that only the pinks were counting as battle line for the longest time.
I kind of get it, but I mean, I'm happy to see someone take 10 brims if that's what they want, just to satisfy their battle line.
Yeah.
All right, moving along here.
Yeah, all right.
Green Alliance Order. Vanquishers get 2-inch reach. They have great swords. I don't know why they didn't have it the day they came out.
Right, but we got it now. We got there.
Seraphon, some interesting changes here. So we got the Starborn command trait, Lord of Celestial Resonance. This was every time a unit cast, they got 2 instead of 1.
Yeah.
So now it's just the first time you cast, which is essentially just denying you 2 cast points. Because the Seraphon, because you put it on a Slon, and the Slon can cast 3.
Right, yeah. So, we're denying you 2 each turn. So, not huge, but something that helps out with the math.
I think that helps, but at the same time, I really was expecting to see just a new chart.
That's true. Yeah, I can see that.
It's not hard to just add 1 or 2 to every single thing on there. Or even, again, not even everything. Just add, like, I don't know.
The things that everyone's taking.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe make an option for 5 warriors.
Right. Yeah.
You know? Like, like I said, I mean, I was kind of hoping for... And then the next change is the Croxagores. Both versions go from 4 wounds to 5 wounds, which is awesome because now it gives you a little bit more staying power, but at the end of the day, each guy now counts as 2 on an objective.
Right. That's the big thing, I think, there.
So that's...
5. Yep.
I still don't think they're worth it. Those points need to come down.
They're trying to help them out. Hopefully we'll see them a little more often.
Yeah, and that's what drives me up a wall because I absolutely love the models. I love the unit. I love the lore behind the unit. Yeah. And it's like they're just like, even if they came down to, like, I don't know, they would need to come down in points. But I was kind of hoping for a little bit more when it comes to the Seraphon, like, besides point changes, because we'll get the point changes. And I don't think point changes are really that bad for this. But I was kind of hoping for something kind of buff, coalesced a little bit. Like, where you throw in a couple extra rules, or, their scaly skin ignores rend or something, or reduces rend. It is what it is. So Sigmar, change that we were expecting.
Yeah. Each unmodified of 6 for the attack made with a melee weapon causes 1 more wound to the target. Yeah. In addition, obviously.
Also the other changes, I believe this also worked. This was just on any weapon, and now I think they changed it to melee, because I believe this was a target. This weapon was paired with the full might.
Oh. You know what you're talking about now. Guys. I didn't realize that. Yep. Okay.
Don't quote me, but I think that's what it was.
Okay. I'll have to have a look at some point here and see. Yeah. Because if that is actually a significant change then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, it was one that we knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Why don't you cover Deepkin?
Sure. So big change here, for me at least, I think, and for a lot of people that have been seeing the army, is in Futhwan. You're going to change the Bloodthirsty Shiver rule so that instead of on a 6, you're doing exploding hits, you're just going to auto wound. Because some of the exploding hits were happening on shooting attacks from the sharks, and there was a reason you were seeing 9 shark lists there for a short time, because this rule it needed to be fixed. And now it's fixed. Now we're just auto-wounding. We're not, I rolled a couple 6s, and somehow 3 attacks turned into 8. So,
Which is hilarious, because, like, in 40K with my Votan, auto-wounding was
the devil.
How dare you?
The difference here is it is much less attacks out of these units.
Exactly. So what does it do? Do you play Futhwan?
I've played around with it. It's what I'm doing for our map campaign. I'm playing Futhwan.
What does it do to your list?
Absolutely nothing, really. I mean, if you wanted to run the sharks, you're still going to run them. It just changes that instead of exploding, you're going to go just auto wounding.
See, I thought the
weapons
rule,
that you're.
Sorry, I thought the rule prior to this was what made the sharks as good as they were.
I mean, it kind of does, yeah. If you want to run, like, that's what made them broken, was the rule prior to this. It just, if you're going to keep running them, Okay, cool. As far as competitive list, I still wasn't running the Sharks myself.
Okay.
So now I also didn't want to own and paint 9 Sharks. So if you were one of those people, I think this does make the army significantly worse to the point that you might have to reevaluate and dip into the rest of the line.
Did you ever add gloss to your Sharks?
No, I never have. Never have. It's an idea to kind of give them that shimmer that other real Sharks do. Yeah.
I kind of wonder about the splatter effect where you dab the brush and do the flip thing.
Yeah.
I wonder
if you just hit them,
like if you did it from the front and like did a lot like on the front and like less in the back,
and just let it get drier as you went to the back. Yeah.
I don't know. It would either make it look awesome or it would ruin it. That's the problem.
Right. That is the issue. I'm with you with the idea. I see it in my mind's eye what I want it to be fair,
like. Matt does completely get rid of gloss, so
that's true. If you need to, you just re-hit it with some matte and call it good.
All right, moving along here.
Moving along here. Tsunami Terror spell, casting value 7, range of 18. Pick up to 3 enemy units within range of visual caster. Subtract 1 from save rolls. Big thing was, this used to say you could pick the same unit up to 3 times and -3 their armor save, and that felt very good, but should not have been allowed.
Which aspect do you bring?
So if I'm going to bring one, I'm going to bring the Aspect of the Sea just for all the casting that it brings, especially right now. Aspect of the Storm used to be the better one in my mind. But yeah, at this point, not really running any aspects, but I like Aspect of the Sea, especially if you're running Namardi, just because it takes some Bravery 10, which is awesome.
Bravery 10. Yeah. All right, so then I'll handle mine.
Yes. A little shorter.
Fire Slayers. So the other ones may have gotten, just a little touch, but halloo hallay, yay for me.
Yes.
I am. This is like the first time I've been on this side of the Battlescroll update.
You're like, finally, 2 inches.
I was like, so I'm actively working on painting 40 Volkite. Mm-hmm. And the entire time I was building them and the entire time I was priming them, I'm sitting there going, how am I going to do anything with 1 inch reach? Just don't even know. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and get one of those, I'm going to get those movement trays that have them spaced perfectly, so I might be able to get into 3 ranks.
Oh, there we go.
And so again, with that, they are already, I can't remember if they're 2 or 3 attacks base. Give me 1 sec here.
That's a very good question. How many swings do we have? How many extra swings are we doing in the party?
2. Let's just say they're 2.
Yeah.
So when they charge, they get +1 attack.
Okay, so we go up to 3 each.
And I have 1 Rune Father that has the ability to give once per game an ability to give a unit +1 attack.
So for the fun of it, on a 10-man unit, let's say 6 were in combat normally, and then you had 4 hanging out.
Oh, I said, these are 20-man blocks, and we're getting to the point where 20 is getting very close. We're getting close to the point where 20 is not a non-viable amount that you can get in. So let's just say, let's say I can get in 12.
I mean, I've run 20-man blocks of thralls in the past and stuff, and those are also on 32s. You're not crazy.
So,
like 15, 16 easy.
Flamekeeper burns, so he increases the unit's damage by 1.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about 12 models in for estimate. Mm-hmm. At now 4 attacks, probably 5 now that I think more about it. But we'll go with 4 anyways, just because that's the lower.
To be, yep.
So now we're doing 48 attacks, 49 because the champion's going to be in front.
Yep.
They charged, so due to the lodge that I'm in, they will be 2s and 2s.
Yep.
No rend, 2 damage.
I mean, good thing for the no rend for whoever's on the other end of that. Oh, boy.
Now, what would be really funny is if I could get a runesmith, get my rune master in there to cast Curse.
What are we doing? We're averaging what, like 33 hit wounds? 33 wounds on average, with average ones. With Matt, we get 20. That's pretty solid for you.
Right. The way I see it is, like, to make it easy, let's just go down to 28.
Right.
And I'm fighting something that, with buffs and spells, is getting themselves at a half save. So now we're doing with 14 attacks through, so we're back up to 28 damage.
Yeah, 28 damage. Now, again, that's respectable.
That's a once per game. Once per game to get up to like 4.
To this attack power, yes.
But still, every time I charge, I can get up to an additional 1.
Right. And I can definitely a nice little help. The 2-inch, I think, is going to do that army well.
Right.
Because we're already kind of penalized from the low movement speed.
Right. That's the thing is, like I've said a million times, and I won't go over it beyond this, but like 4 inches is fine, but you have to come up with a way in game to get around that rule.
To get there.
Like, and just like
the 2-inch reach for them, I think, will be very good.
No one complains about the 4-inch move on Iron Jaws.
That is very true. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone care that they have a 4-inch move over there, whatever they're going to move in the hero phase anyway.
Right. So, like I said.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Night Haunt. Again, 2-inch reach. We all happy about that.
Yeah. Hey, we're all happy. We're all happy. You know, we just spent 5 minutes for Matt for these guys, but whoop-de-doo. Anyway.
What do you want, a friggin' letter? Is that...
Yeah.
Ossiarch Bone Reapers. Again, I haven't played against them enough to know what this change is.
Same, I haven't.
Change the Eldritch Null rules to: you can roll the dice each time a friendly Null Myriad unit is affected by a spell cast by an enemy unit or the ability of an endless spell, blah, blah, 4 up spell save.
I think it was a 5-up shrug before.
Okay.
So I think it just got better, which is cool. I'm down for that.
And then for Soulblight, we got 1 change of battle tactics, the Grasping Dead. Pick 1 friendly summonable unit within 3 inches of enemy units. You complete this tactic if any enemy models were slain by that friendly unit this turn, and that friendly unit is within 3 inches of any enemy unit. So basically, did you kill stuff but not everything?
Right. You killed something, but you didn't free yourself from combat.
And I'm like, I do that every turn.
Hey, they're trying to put a qualifier on it. It's all good.
I mean, it's fine by me, man.
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
I'm very surprised that they're like, and you know what? We're good with Soulblight where it is now. Because like the points changes don't really hurt it.
Right. Yeah.
All right, moving along here. Orc War Clans, we're trying to do a little bit to tap down Big Wall.
Yes. Yeah. As we continue through this to tap down Big Wall, but also forget that Bone Splitters exist.
Well, no, it's
completely, because we brought up Cruel Boys and Iron Jaws. There are no Bone Splitters.
The problem is, Bone Splitters. The people that are playing Bone Splitters are doing very well with them, and no one else cares that they exist.
Right. No, I think Haywo over on Twitter did the best reaction to this. It was, yep, we touched everyone we wanted to. Cruel Boys and Iron Jaws. It's the only armies there are. Yep, I agree with you, says the fans. Yep, I'm glad everyone does. Silence, as no one acknowledges.
And I don't think the change, the Mogrunta change, really does too much.
Subtract 1 from the momentum score with this. Not a huge deal, I don't think.
It's the same thing as the Agrodons.
Right. So not huge. Not huge at all.
So, for Orc War Clans,
okay,
what do you see for 4th edition?
4th edition, I think, brings... So here's the problem for them. Unless Cruel Boys get a small unit increase like how Iron Jaws did last year, I think the 2 of them still share a book. But Bone Splitters might get dropped off, I think, just since they're not even acknowledging them here.
I mean, they are on the Battlescroll. They're just not in magenta.
Right. Well, we're forgetting about them slowly. And with the old world kind of being where it is, you could sell those models to people in the old world.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Bye.
Thank you. But I think that's what we're going to see. And there's going to be a very sad looking grouping for Orc War clans if you want to run both Iron Jaws and Cruel Boys. So there's a chance the book gets split in two, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I'm very torn. Again, what I think is going to happen, I don't think Bone Splitters are going to get squatted.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get another book that is Iron Jaws, Cruel Boys, Bone Splitters, and they'll just try and do something to modify the Big Wah that's not going to work.
Right.
What I think they should do, which I don't think they would do, erase the line between Iron Jaws and Cruel Boys. Just make it be like the same thing as like a chamber line for Stormcast, where it really doesn't do anything. And then, get rid of Bone Splitters, because you can. But if you add Iron Jaws and Cruel Boys, you can balance that list.
Okay.
I think you can balance that book, and I think you can even continue, because if you just go Big Wah as your new book, you do what they're doing right here, and you do, okay, who's your general? Is it an Iron Jaw general, or is it a Cruel Boy general? If it's Cruel Boy general, this is your battle line choice. If it's an Iron Jaw, this is your battle line choice.
Right.
And then that way you can flavor, you can still take all your models, because again, the reason why the Big Wah is working so well is because you are essentially getting the best of both worlds, and you're being able to use the best of everything from both worlds.
Right.
If you flavor it so, hey, all your Iron Jaw units are battle line whenever you go Iron Jaws.
Right, whenever you have an Iron Jaw hero as a general. Yep.
Right, and then the Iron Jaw general buffs the Iron Jaw units, and vice versa. Now all of a sudden you have to choose which way do you want to go, and which, what's the meal, what's
battle
the
line do I want? Yep.
What's the steak, what's the biscuit? That's
fair enough. Yeah, it could be interesting.
Steak potato, I guess, is a better side, but
yes.
Because I said, as of right now, it's just I'll have the steak and the steak.
Fair enough.
I don't think they'll do that. I think they put too much time and effort into labeling the Cruel Boys as their own thing.
Yes.
And I don't think that the methodology that I talked about satisfies them enough.
Right. Yeah.
Even though it satisfies them the same as it satisfies them enough on Stormcast.
Look, that's different.
That's different. That's we don't want to concern ourselves with that. That's
right. Yes, that's just.
We just wanted a way to make more sales. That's
exactly.
Or I should say, make more models, because a lot of the knights did not do anything.
Yeah.
Sons of Bahamut. I was actually not expecting anything from them, but
okay.
We got Wrath of Titans, Earth-Shaking Roar. Replace the first sentence with pick one enemy unit within 3 inches of the model, roll a die. On a 3+, that unit cannot issue or receive orders in the following combat phase. In addition, if the first roll was successful and that enemy unit has a wound characteristic of 1 or 2, roll 2d6. If that roll is higher than the unit's bravery characteristic, for each point by which the roll exceeds the unit's bravery characteristic, one model from that unit flees. That unit's commanding player decides which models flee. The effect of this monster's rampage is not considered to be a battle shock test. Boom!
Oh, first tried it. Good job.
Yeah, basically it's they
what'd they do to it?
It's been a while since I've played these guys, and I don't remember on a 3+ that unit can not issue or receive orders.
Okay, and then so we added actual roar to the Earth.
Right, I don't remember that. And then I also don't remember the whole bit about the opponent picks which ones flee. That's
okay.
what I always assumed, but I can imagine.
I was going to say that was probably just a cleanup then.
Yeah, I can imagine people be like, I made them flee, so blah, blah, blah. But this is not considered a battle shock test was always in there because I remember that because I was like, oh man, I can't wait to fight some OCR Bone Reapers.
Right.
Even though they have, I think, like 10 bravery, I believe.
It sounds about right, yeah.
Okay. So now we are on to point changes.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
So, again, I don't know what my poor Geminids did to get...
I mean, no one likes having their command points turned off, essentially. You can't issue them to the people. But yeah, it was 10 points.
Going back and looking at the Aether Void Pendulum, I'm shocked that was ever 40 points.
That is true. I think it was more or less one of those things that it just wasn't being taken at all because of things.
But D6 like mortal wounds on a 2-up.
Seems all right.
Yeah.
The thing is that once it's going, you can't redirect it. So you've got to hope that either you dispel it or it falls off the table.
Just move. You move.
Right.
You move and hope for the double.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And then the next turn, you dispel it after that. That's
right. Why not? Why not?
Again, most of these... Burning Head is now down to 20. It could be 5.
Please take the Burning Head. Please.
I was looking at it.
Uh-huh.
When was the last time you looked at Burning Head?
It's been a little while. Pretty much it is a fireball spell, because doesn't it get rid of itself immediately?
Yes. So you move it, you pick one enemy unit within 1 inch, then that enemy unit is engulfed.
Okay.
And then at the end of the turn, you pick, you roll a die for each unit that is engulfed, and on a 4+, it receives D3 mortal wounds.
And then you remove the skull from play, right? Yeah, this Burning Head from play. Yeah. Okay.
Why do I have to? I don't understand. It doesn't.
It's fine.
Oh,
it's
and then
fine.
Also on top of that, it's also extinguished.
Right. Yeah, so why you needed the extra clause for each engulfed unit.
Right. It's like either engulf everything within 1 inch, or engulf all models within 1 inch, or
give nothing the engulf thing and just say
get rid
a unit within 1 inch.
Right.
Done. Yeah.
Right. There's so many things I don't understand about it. It just seems so clunky and so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's same thing with Prismatic Palisade. It doesn't do anything anymore. Just get rid of it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
Again, overall, nothing life-changing.
No.
Beast Chaos. Once again, just shorten up that shot. The best of Gores are the best of Gores.
I was going to say, you were going to take them anyway. They're 20 points cheaper. You're welcome.
Now, whenever you have that triple reinforced, you can now afford your Geminids.
Yeah, exactly.
Blades of Corn, Claws of Karanak, 20 points up.
Yeah, they were going to use... I don't know if it changes up the list much. I would have to look. Probably depends on if you're taking any Endless Prayers or not. But they were seeing quite a bit of play.
Invocations, sir.
Sorry, Invocations. Your Invocations you may be taking. Maybe you could swap your suite around or something like that. But yeah, they probably will still see play. Just might have to drop something else.
Cities of Sigmar. I think it was very shocking to see point changes already. Especially a 40-point swing on Verdra.
That's a big one. That one I'm actually surprised about, a 40-point swing.
Well, because again, no one took her because A, they're probably still painting the damn thing.
Right.
And B, you gave us the lady in the thing that's good.
Yeah.
With the death wheel or whatever it is.
But GW did see that Steam Tanks did far too well over at LVO.
On a guy that was allegedly cheating.
You know, They were doing too well. They need to get a hit with that points change. All right.
I don't care how weighted those dice are. We don't want tanks doing that well.
Can't do that well.
Those tanks are hideous. I don't want to sell that.
You thought you were allowed to take 8 tanks to a game of Warhammer?
Yeah, now you have to take
7.
Yeah, like you
Done.
got it.
Done.
The same thing with like the Ironweld Great Cannon, 10 points. Come on. Would you just lower it to the point? Because it gets not
just
doing
lower
anything.
to the point, I'll take it. Yeah.
God,
Just make it. Look, we did a 40-point change. It didn't hurt. You can do 2.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's allowed. It's allowed.
Daughters of Cain, Chuck says he's not a playtester anymore, but these point changes say something else. That's
Exactly. Marathi's back under 700 points. He's definitely back on to being a playtester.
because again, all right. So
to be fair, she was not played at all at 700 points, and he was correct about that.
However, okay. So let's just say you're making an order soup list.
Yeah.
Do you know where I'm going with this just yet? Do you have an idea where I'm going with this?
Well, yeah. You mean that old list that used to occur whenever you'd have Marathi, Gotrek, and the Bow Snakes.
No.
That band
That's
T-shirt
not where I'm going.
had?
So what I'm talking about is, let's just say you're making just an order list. And in order to make this list, you are required to either take Marathi or Alariel.
Well, that was an easy choice. Thank you. For all of you people who chose Alariel, you're wrong.
So let's say, okay.
No points.
I know you don't have the War Scroll memorized.
No.
But what about Marathi at 680 or Alariel at 600?
Can Alariel still summon a unit for free?
A singular unit, yes. 10 Dryad or 5 Kornoth or 1 Tree Lord.
Still a thought now, at least, but
and
probably
when she dies, once per game, you can attempt to roll a die, and if you roll lower than the turn order, she comes back at full health or half health.
Yeah, still taking Marathi. Sorry.
That's my point. And again, I know that you don't want to give me points,
but I'm giving you that point of hey, that model that you cannot kill until turn 2.
Right.
Like, you cannot. Flat out, not allowed, not
now
legal,
again,
no way of doing it.
And so here's another way to look at it, just to show that like things are kind of in the right ballpark. If I gave you the same thing of Marathi at 680 or Teclis at 720,
might have to think about this.
Right, I actually have a decision to make.
Actually, pretty good.
Right.
Yeah, I'd have to think about it. I'd have to think about it there. You're right. They're getting there.
But dropping Alariel 200 points, still not on the questioning block.
Still probably not taking her.
Like, the damage on that thing.
I dropped her 200 points, and I'm gonna create are they 200-point unit for like a unit of oh shoot, what are they called? The smaller trees. Kurnoth.
Yeah, the Kurnoth of the smaller trees. Yeah, those are.
Yeah, they're about a 200-point unit, right? So
they're a little higher.
So she's not even 600 points technically. She's like 400 points
right.
After I summon something.
But again, like she doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
You get her on there. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there.
So
Disciples of Tzeentch. I was surprised to see any real point changes. Again, like I don't know what's going on.
So we're
with
trending down. Is the big thing.
Right.
Everything's trending down in points, so you have to play with more models.
Because right now, regardless of what people want to say, the armies on top are just
that good.
The only reason why they're not doing better is because you have bad people that are bad at the game playing those armies.
Fair.
If you had equal skill with equal representation across the armies, the skew would be disgusting.
Yeah.
Like if you had to test to get into using Seraphon.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't think 10 points is going to do anything.
No. No, I don't think these changes do much for the list at all.
Especially considering that it's a change. So 2 heroes, a standalone unit, and a unit people don't take. So like,
yep. I don't think this entices people to change their list at all.
With that being said, though, it does make me tempted about Jade Obelisks because I like them a lot.
Do you? Okay.
If they were a wizard, done.
Okay. So we're almost there. Just need to slap the wizard keyword on them.
Right. The issue is just, does it cast spells? Then what are you really doing for me?
Right. Why are you here?
Flesh Eater Courts, I don't know.
You mean the Nagash change from 965 down to 860 doesn't entice you?
I mean, so Nagash is one of those models where I personally couldn't take him.
Right.
Just because, like, I have to then look my opponent in the eye.
And say, pick.
He's worse. Like, Gotrek is one thing, because Gottrek's going to be a pain in the ass, but he's a quarter of my army, and if you push, he'll fall eventually. Maybe, probably.
Right, and you can kind of just avoid him.
Right, with a 4-inch move.
Right.
But Nagash, you can't get away from him. You can't do anything. You can throw 2,000 points at him, and there's a good chance he's still going to be on the table, and he'll back up the full.
Yep.
So, like, there's just no... And again, like, what's funny is, like, he's not in a winning list just because one model doesn't win you the game.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm surprised again. 70-point drop on Royal Zombie Dragon, 55 point on the Terrorgeist. Like, I don't understand
who at GW is just like rip them down, baby.
Right.
I need to talk to that guy.
I don't think Flesh Eater Courts have been around long enough to think about needing that big a point changes.
It is huge, honestly. I'm surprised because GW of old would have been. This is just 10 points.
Right.
Maybe 20.
I do like the show of how old the book actually is.
Yes.
With the 5-point changes.
Right. We don't do 5 points anymore, but we found them all here. Oops. This
book may be a little old.
Might be time
Lumineth.
to do
surprising Lumineth changes. I can't believe they're changing Sentinels. I cannot believe they're changing Sentinels. Just lower Wardens. Because again, for every warden, you bring a sentinel.
Right. Yep.
At least.
Yep.
Back in my day.
No, I hear you.
Nurgle points.
Are we skipping over Fire Slayers right now?
Oh, I just jumped a whole column.
It's okay. I got you. I thought you'd be so excited.
Same for last.
Just trying to hide.
No, yeah. So for Fire Slayers, once again, just an absurd amount of point changes. And and these are actually some meaningful point changes. Like having a Rune Smiter at 130 before was laughably insane.
Right.
Same thing, like the Battlesmith at 140 is still a little much because he does some very important things, but it actually is it's so important that it comes all the way back around where you need him to be lower points so you can actually bring the stuff around him.
I'm happy to see just the regular file troops go down 10 points too. I'm gonna take this. I will take advantage of the points decrease.
I will tell you, the Orc Hearthguard could probably drop another 20 or 30, and I still wouldn't bring them.
Okay. Well, Hearthguard Berserkers, I know people will still run. So coming down 10, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Let us fit in the Flame Spitter now for free. Basically.
Right. Again, for 40 points for the Flame Spitter, that's really cool because it's not the best, but at the same point, it's not a range. It doesn't do a shooting attack. It does an ability that acts like a shooting attack, so I can still pick those heroes.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm just rolling 12 dice looking for 6s, so normally I'll get 1 every other time I try.
Exactly. Everyone else will get 4 6s. You, Matt? Nah. Not happening.
Gloomspite Gits, I'm a little surprised to see I'm surprised to see point changes trending downward. I thought we would maybe see the riders,
increases
the squig riders go up a little bit.
Yeah, for the most part, it looks like we're just trying to lower units that we don't take. A lot of the Spider Fang stuff. The Loon Boss on Mangor Squid's coming down is interesting because I feel like that does.
I feel like someone did some math to determine that one because 10 points, again, 10 points on a hero really doesn't do too much, especially on a hero that you're taking one of.
Right. It was a hero you were going to take anyway.
Right.
So, okay. Yeah, nothing too major.
Heat Knights of Slaanesh.
Still, they've been paying for the sins of second edition for years.
Yeah, that Keeper's Secret needs to be like 320.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, they keep getting better points changes, so that's awesome.
And the, I can't remember the name of the bow riders right now, but those should have gone up.
Oh,
Those are gross.
Yeah.
Idneth, what do you think about your 2 10-point changes?
I mean, hey, it's cool to see. Their points cost is almost I think it is to where it was back in second edition whenever I was running the all-you list. Can't run the all-you list like you used to, but, it's cool. It's cool that I could again.
Oh, man, that might be your first back in my day.
Back in my day, we ran only heels, and people hated us.
After the tournament, we had to run back to our rooms.
You're damn right. No one wanted to talk to you afterwards. You had to apologize to your opponent before the game.
We brought jungle display boards just so people didn't realize it was hiding.
Round 1, your opponent didn't know what was going on, and you just had to tell them you lost.
I'm sorry. Carriage on Overlords are getting punished for
Neil LaRocca going 3-2 at Brewhammer.
Again, I know that this is where we get to the point like where with some point changes like doing stuff. So like, okay, you wrote a book that's a little too strong.
Yes.
There's something in there because I've played KO a lot and I've done well with them, but I have not done what reflects anything that reflects what they show on the website. KO
what they
does.
Could do, yes.
I've used the list that those people use, and it doesn't. I can't.
Haven't figured it out yet. Don't know what the secret sauce is.
No idea. Like I got the Big Mac. I went on to Chinese Amazon and bought Big Mac sauce from there, and I put that on my burgers, and it just doesn't taste like a Big Mac. Like it's just.
I hear you. I hear you.
I don't know what's.
Go on to Wish, and it's just not here.
Yeah, I got the Wish version of Big Mac sauce.
Yes.
But like I said, I mean, and so this is kind of where, because I had the same gripe against when they did this to Soulblight.
Okay.
I have to take something.
Right.
What do you want me to take?
Yes. What are you trying to steer me towards here?
I mean...
And it's your Ironclad. That's what they're steering you towards.
Sky
20 points down.
Sky Wardens. When was the last time you saw the Sky Warden list?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I'm telling you, it's because of Neil. That's why.
Neil didn't take Sky Wardens.
No, but I'm sure he has some painting.
Again,
they're just trying to yell at him.
It drives me up a wall. Like, I really feel like Endrin Riggers need to be... They need to be the repair guys, not the melee,
not the
unit with the better melee and the better shooting.
Yeah.
The better shooting. So their rivet guns are better than their Berettas. Like,
look, sometimes you just got to turn the nail gun up and just go at it and call it good. It's fine.
So this it reminds me of in my D&D games whenever I play Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting some RP in, and my other party members will complain about like having a hard time, staying alive or getting beat down, and then my barbarian goes in with like, well, have you just tried getting really angry? like really angry?
Have you just tried getting angry and using actual tools instead of weapons to kill somebody?
Like, just really get that hoe and just really. Not the lady, not that lady. I'm talking about the farm equipment. That's
Right. Yes. Just get that up.
But like, I'm looking at things like, okay, chemist go up, navigator go up, admiral go up, frigate go up, like gun hauler go up, engine reader go up, skywarden go up, thunderer go up. Like,
I don't know.
Because again, like, here's the thing: is this. So these point changes destroyed my list.
Okay. Did they actually just rip it apart then?
So I had to get rid of a frigate and downgrade it to a gun hauler.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of a change there.
And then my 2 units of Thunderers are now just on the Ironclad.
Yeah, that's
so, like,
rough. That's rough. Yeah,
the shooting didn't really change.
Just the concentration did.
Right. It just made it so my opponent's going to have the same level of misery as they win, as opposed to when they lose.
Yes.
So again, like I said, there's a certain point where you have to just change some rules. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know what the rule change is for KO. Like, I honestly don't. Because the KO lives on the edge of the pinhead, where they're either going to sweep or they will be swept.
Yeah.
There's very few times where there is a close KO game.
Fair enough, yeah. Yeah.
So I just don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but this isn't it.
Fair enough, yeah.
Just swiping the army off the table is not.
not it.
Because again, like, their shooting isn't good. They just have a lot of it.
Right.
And so by reducing the amount of potties you put on the table, reduces the amount of shots that you take, which then exponentially drops the amount of damage you do.
Right.
Because you need the mass to do the damage needed in order to win. Or give them more units so they have more ways to play.
Right, yeah. Or you could do that. It's fine.
The problem is, like, I want to say 4th edition is going to be the edition of where they actually start focusing on giving armies new units.
Uh-huh.
But I said that at 3rd edition.
Look, here's the difference, though.
Which theoretically happened by the end.
Right. We had that one magazine where they said, here's a couple new units of Iron Jaws. So there's some hope.
Yeah, Iron Jaws got.
They have that lined up.
Yeah, but okay, move along.
It'll be okay.
Nurgle. These changes confuse me. Harbinger of Decay is still a little high, I think. I don't think any of the Maggotkin should be 300 points.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't see the Glotkin go up a little.
Okay, yeah, because that does feel like an auto-include, doesn't it?
If you want to do Blight Kings.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm glad to see the Rotmire Creed go down. I was expecting them to go up.
Okay.
I was also expecting the Blight Kings to go down, and I was also expecting the Blight Lords to go up.
Okay, so they just
left those alone.
Yeah. Just left them alone. They said, look, we actually won't change anything about your list if we do this change, so we're just not going to do the change.
So what's funny is, this is where it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because the problem with Nurgle is you take flies. You take the Blight Lords.
Right, yeah. The most competitive list, yeah, you're taking the Blight Lords.
And so the rules for most units are pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's just the points are off. As we've been saying, another one for Matt, since the time the book came out.
Yep.
So if you lower the points on the Plague Bearers, lower the points on the Blight Kings, and raise them up on the Plague Drones and on the Blight Lords, you'll going to see
some of the Demon Army. Yeah.
Right. You're going to see some of the Demon Army, you're going to see some Blight Kings, you're going to see a little less of the Flyboys, and you're going to actually have a little more of a competitive army. That's fun to play against, as opposed to
You'll
right
have an
now.
army that doesn't look like it's a few units spanned out.
Right.
Yeah.
Their whole point is to just move up on your ass so you stay where you are, and then they summon shit to take objectives. Like,
exactly. That's it.
It's a neat concept of a play idea, but it's a terrible practice of a play style.
It's fine. It's fine.
Night Haunt, I don't know, man.
And just a couple heroes that they've brought out over the years that no one's taking, lowering their points by 10 to see if someone will take them.
Why was there Nagash's
Nagash.
different point levels?
I don't know fully. I would have to double check and figure out what happened, why the Nagash's were different points. But
Ogre Maw Tribe, seeing Thundertusk come down, that has to be a good thing.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if you'll still take him Thundertusk because Mornfang exists. So
yeah, Mornfang coming down. I like that.
Yeah.
Lead Belcher's coming down. I don't know if I wanted that. I don't think I want that.
Yeah. Meh.
The Orc War Clans, I'm surprised we didn't get a little bit more of a drop in things, especially the Ard Boys. I think the Ard Boys, to me, the Ard Boys kind of feel like a 180 unit, but...
Yeah, I just realized that I had missed that the Ard Boys were still at that 200. Yeah. That is pretty rough. Considering that you really just don't get a lot of bodies in that army to begin with, giving you the option to have, instead of building all the killing units, I'm going to try and have more of the armored orcs.
And that's the problem whenever you make a unit you try and make defensive, but it's not a defensive game, so you didn't go full tilt with them, so they're only quasi-defensive, which means they're not defensive at all.
Right, exactly. You need to go full killy. So, meh.
Bone Reaper changes. Nothing surprising. I'm just surprised that they ever changed. So again, like I'm not going to go back and check. So if you want to call me out, you put it down in the comments. But I'm pretty sure whenever the Mortek crawler went up, I said we're going to see that come right back down. And same thing with the Morghast and Mortis Guard, I saw them go down. I'm like, I guarantee you those are going right back up.
Surprise, here we are. Yeah. Nope. Another one. We're going to have at least 5 on the screen today.
Seraphon, again, I'm really glad to see that the army wasn't just pounded.
Right, yeah.
For the increases, the only increase I disagree with is the Astrolith Bearer.
Oh, okay.
So here's what the Astrolith Bearer does. The Astrolith Bearer extends spell ranges.
Okay.
And gives all units wholly within 12 inches a 6-up ward.
Oh, okay. It doesn't give the plus to cast anymore. Okay.
He might still get +1 to cast. I know at the beginning of your turn you do get +1 cosmic power point if you have one on the table. Again, that would be a good place to put to change it so it says if you have a Astrolith Bearer, gain 1 command or cosmic power point.
Right. Yeah.
And then that way you don't need to worry about changing their points because it's such a fun unit to have, and I think it's a good-looking unit to have.
Yeah, I agree.
But now whenever you start putting it up to 160 and an army that's already struggling to get bodies on the table that aren't summoning.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see. Yeah, you've convinced me that it was at least too much of a point swing.
Right.
20 might have been too much. A little heavy-handed.
I think Lord Croak at 440 is fine.
Yeah, he's strong. He always has been. So
I honestly
hurting.
I think 440 is fine. I think 450 would put it in the yellow.
Okay.
But if you wanted to go that far because you're upset, then you could have done that. Right. I think 20 points might have been a little much for the Star Master for the Slan.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
But I'm not going to complain about 20 points.
No, I think that you could still find the room for your Star Master if that's the army you want to build.
The Stegodon for 240 is laughable.
What do you mean? It's fine. It's fine.
That should be maybe 200 points.
Yeah, no, just a regular base one. I kind of agree with you.
Heck, let's split the difference, put it back up to 460, and give me a unit of 3.
There we go.
Because I said they just don't do anything.
Right. Yeah. No, they don't do enough on their own. If you're going to take one, it's going to be the Engine of the Gods, right? So
not anymore. They're worthless.
Oh, is it? Oh, I missed that then.
Yeah, you go back and read the War Scroll on that one. It's not.
Oh, I'll have
it's
to.
so underwhelming. I'm glad to see the Carnosaurs come down. I think 420 is just about right.
Okay.
But again, if I could choose between a Carnosaur and a Stegodon.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy choice to make. Yep. It just hit me that those points totals are exactly the same. Yeah, that was really easy to choose.
It's silly.
I guess I'm taking an old blood.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, the Pterodon riders, Ripodon riders. Those units are so useless. Like they're like 2 hits. For rider,
not the murder machine that they used to be,
and they're all like hitting on 4s. It's like they're just embarrassing. It's I'd love to see them get new sculpts, new rules.
Fair enough.
Overall, like I said, I would have liked to have seen Agrodons come down a little bit. If an Agrodon could have got a 20-point swing, then
I could see
that would be a lot of fun.
That would have been huge. Yeah.
Skaven, I don't know enough.
They haven't been doing well as of late. Alex runs Thanquil a lot, and it's cool that he got a 30-point decrease. So hopefully the points decrease helps them fit in another unit, help the army out.
Yeah. Warp Lightning Cannon, that could have gone up. That could have gone up like 200-300 points. I would have been fine with that.
Yeah, you've been all right with that. With that. They did double the points on Plague Months since they doubled the unit size.
Oh, no.
I mean, I don't know exactly. I mean, I thought that they'd go to like
it seems a little silly, but now you can double reinforce them and get them up to 60.
You could have a 60 Bob now. We'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I think, of course, I haven't seen
a weird spot.
I haven't seen what Plague Monks do in this edition.
Mm-hmm.
I know previously it's like Alex is the only one that's ever actually looked at Plague Monks, and he only ran them one time, and when he did, they were devastating, and he didn't run them again, so I don't know what I missed.
Right, yeah. Something happened.
Yeah. So it's your Slaves of Darkness. Archeon came down. Who cares?
40-point drop. Cool.
I don't know who Fedra is.
I also don't know who she is. If it's a she, who knows?
It ends with an A, so probably. I would have loved to see the Chaos Warriors come. I think they need to come down like 10. Just like that's where you need the little edge filing. I think you could have probably raised. See, here's the problem: is the army's not doing well. But I think the reason the army isn't doing well is just because there's not more people playing Varangard. I think Varangard are busted AF.
They're very good. I think the other problem right now for them is just this whole General's Handbook. They have some magic, don't get me wrong. But I don't think it's overwhelming.
Well, the problem is if you go with the caster subclass where you get to roll 2d6 or 3d6 to cast, and then you're also adding primal dice. That's the kind of the issue where is like once you have all these lasers, once you get them all focused in perfectly, you have this devastating list.
And you would think that with all the mortal wound saves the army has built into it,
right,
from say warriors, and I think Varangard have a built-in mortal wound save as well. I feel like they should just be doing better than they are.
Like I said, I think it's just people not taking Varangard because the Varangard are $100 for 3.
Hasn't stopped other people in the past, but I get what you're saying. Yeah,
right. But again, the people that want to win know the Varangard are that, and they go $100. Well, $100 to win. I need 9 of them, $300. I can do that.
Yeah, fair.
But like, if you have because again, you have to remember whenever you go to a tournament, at least 50% of the people there are not there to win.
Right, they're just there to have fun and be at an event because they don't get to go to many events.
Right.
Yeah.
50%. I would say 50% are little fish coming to the big pond to see what's up.
Yeah.
And they don't.
25% are people that do decent at their local meta and think there's something.
Right.
And then maybe the last 25% are there that actually
Vanguard are so expensive. They're a trap.
Right. Yeah.
No. Put 2 buffs on them, and then all of a sudden they're...
Get 6 Vanguard, put 2 buffs on them, and destroy your friends, as it turns out.
Teleport them 3 inches up your opponent's ass. They're 10 attacks apiece, 2s, rend 8, 5 damage, plus d6.
And they're going to attack at the end of combat.
They strike first and strike last.
Yes. Get wrecked, nerd. Anyway.
Sons of Bahamut, you're never going to do a change of points here that makes any difference.
I was going to say, do 10 points actually change anything about list construction?
No.
Didn't think so. Okay.
Well, so with the way that they changed points here, you can now, for King Broad Stomp, you can take King Broad, a Gate Wrecker, War Stomper, and now you can take 4 Man Crushers.
Okay.
Which I don't have 4.
So we're not doing it.
I'm not going to do that.
There we go. Pretty easy choice here.
I was surprised to see point changes at all in Soulblight.
Yeah. And a couple of them being the nice 30, 40 point chunks. Also interesting.
I'm like, Fellbats went up last time. Leave Fellbats alone.
I don't know. I need to play against somebody who's playing this army at a high level to figure out why. Like, what are the Fellbats doing that require this change?
They're just speed
They're
bump.
that good of a speed bump?
So they're 12-inch move.
That's an expensive speed bump.
Right. So 12-inch move. They're 3 wounds apiece. They have hunger. They have, I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 attacks, but they're 4s and 3s or 4s and 4s. No rend, 1 damage.
So they're a speed bump with enough swings to be able to take out the other speed bump.
And they have the ability to do retreat and charge.
I mean, they got to survive the combat.
Right.
So.
Like, that's the whole thing is I'm like, that's great if they survive somehow.
Right, yeah.
But they are summonable.
Somebody piles into them.
Right. So they're summonable. You can bring them back, which means you round up. So if you have a unit of 3, you bring back 2, and then you can easily bring that one guy back through some other things. So, like I said, I've gotten a lot of use out of them, but I wouldn't say they're 100 points useful. They were good at like 70, 80.
Yeah, I feel like back whenever I was using Aether Wings in armies, that's about the point cost they should be. Maybe a touch more.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, 80 was...
They can fight. 80 I can see.
80 was where they were good.
Maybe.
I liked them at 80.
Yeah.
Again, Corpse Cart being up to 100 points now. Honestly, in my games, like, the Corpse Cart's a nice bonus.
Right. It's the cherry on top of that unit.
Right.
It's not something you have to have.
And honestly, I run 2, and I'm half tempted to take 1 out and just go, oh, that unit's out of 12. Okay.
Right. Not just not care.
Right.
Yeah.
And then while I'm on this one, what I'll do is I'll keep doomed minions in my actual game, and then I'll take Rupture, get them on a 2 up to hit, roll the 2 for Rupture, make them 2 to wound, and now all of a sudden we're looking at a 40-man blob.
Jeez. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Doing 60-some attacks, 2s and 2s.
Yeah, that's pretty major.
I mean, that's better than a Corpse Cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I mean, other than that, I wasn't expecting any other changes. I wasn't even expecting this many changes. I would love to see Blood Knights come down to like 200, 180, 190. Like,
right. Blood Knights can come down a little bit more, probably.
I don't know what ability they're looking at, because there's definitely like, I can just feel that there's one ability that they look at and they go, we can't go any lower.
Right. Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, if it goes down low enough, we will have made a huge mistake.
Here's the thing is, I would love to play a Blood Knight army.
Right. Just give people the chance to be like, look, do you want to run all Blood Knights? Do you want that fun? You can have it for 6 months till the next FAQ comes out, but you can have it.
Yeah, like their best thing is I think they have. I looked at their rules and I looked at their points and I was like, well,
right.
I can't fit them in the list anymore, so I stopped because my original list did have them in it, but I can't fit them in, and so like they have something like where they can like retreat through units as if they could fly, and I think they do some mortal wounds. Like it's like D3.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Moving down to Stormcast, this is not nearly enough point drops.
No.
But again, at the same time, I want the rules to be better. I don't want this to be a horde army.
Right. I want this to look like the elite army that they're showing us in the lore.
Right.
And it's all mostly points drops on giant monsters and named heroes. So
380 is where the Celestant on Dracoth?
That sounds right. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll say that
needs to be 380. These Drakespawn Templars need to be at 350 easy. It's not our fault that you got it completely wrong and you refuse to admit it. Same thing with this lie that you are keeping yourself, you're helping yourself fall asleep at night by saying Karazai is better than Krondys.
Yeah, no, they're far too expensive to begin with for what they're doing and how easy it is to take them down.
Well, so here's the issue. So now that I've played Ben with his fun Ionis Krondys list,
yeah,
with the dragons, like holy cow,
yeah,
just
can be pretty strong,
insanely strong.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Krondys is super good in that one list. So, like, I think 500, I think you're okay now.
Gotcha.
Again, I still think Karazai should be a priest and not a warrior.
That would be much more fun, yeah.
Let them be dragons. Just let them be good at combat.
Just let them be dragons.
They're dragons that should be good at combat. You should make them worth 500 points, but clearly between putting Illyrio at 800 points, you don't understand what that means. So
right, yeah.
Gotrek can still one-shot them, so...
I mean, Gotrek one-shots a lot of things, so...
Then you shouldn't be near his point total.
Didn't we just say this isn't a defensive game, it's an offensive game?
I'm aware.
Okay.
Lord Relictor, one of the most staple units in the game. Left field, 10 points down. Sure.
Cool.
I'm not going to complain about it
at least it's 10 points you can use in your army, because that unit will be in there.
Vandus Hammerhand, because of that, the Vandus Hammerhand meta is back, baby.
From 190 to 180. That's
and
what
the
did
Questor Soul Sword. Woo! That's going to shake it.
I might have to look that unit up because it's not popping up in my head. Like, I don't see an image in my head. I believe it's the
Underworld Warhammer. It's the one with I think it's the lady holding the lantern with the cloak up. It's really cool models. Okay. But no one's going to take them.
So we didn't change.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I'm like, where's Vindictors? Where's the Vigilors? Where's the everything just needs to be shooting down in points.
Yeah.
We're at the end of the edition. This is where you're supposed to have... as much as I don't want it, we're supposed to have Horde Stormcast at this point.
Right, yes. We're at the point where it's time.
And then Sylvaneth, some interesting point changes. I was not expecting these big names to be dropping as much as they did. Like, these are some actual substantial changes because now you're freeing up some room.
Right.
And the Glade Worm is actually good. I don't know what... I feel like people are sleeping on the Glade Worm.
Okay.
I still like the tree. The tree's still better. So I'm not surprised there's no point change there. Fair. But I...
Yeah, I feel like the War Song ends up in a lot of lists. Draca, I don't know if people leave home without, so...
You did, because she was a little too high. But there's actually been... There was someone 150 with Drycha and a War Song Revenant prior to the point change.
They're happy today.
Yeah. So again, I think overall, I don't think this is
Pretty,
going to shake
pretty
up the
good.
meta. I think it's just going to let people enjoy their armies more.
Which we've only got a few more months of this meta, so I hope that they get to. I mean, for the vast majority, there were points decreases most places, unless you're KO. So you'll get to enjoy your army a little bit more. So,
Like I said, we'll see. I don't know. I still don't know what I want to do for my. I'm just going to work on Fire Slayers for now, and we'll see. We still got to test that list just so I know what I'm looking forward to.
We do. We need to let's get some Fire Slayers done. Let's get that old world army figured out.
The old world orders. So it's essentially done. So for my old world army, I need to paint this cannon and the gyrocopter you bought me.
Really?
And that's done. I will have about. Oh. I also need to paint my Anvil of Doom.
Oh my! It's a Doom. That is a terrifying Anvil of Doom. Let me tell you.
So you can, whenever this gets on game and gets to hide behind a little tiny piece of terrain, you can thank Neil. Thank you, Neil.
So I will make you a real Anvil of Doom that's, big enough to be of Doom.
This is the Gotrek here of dwarfs. Yeah. So I had at one point the real, whenever they did the last made to order for the dwarves, it is supposed to be like that.
Okay. Yeah, put it on some sort of plinth or something.
Because you know why? They did not give a base size for this. So it's going to be this big, and you're going to have to deal with it.
Thanks, GW.
So I have to paint this, but I could have painted this in the amount of time that
I was going to say, you could have painted it while we were doing the show.
Yeah, honestly, basically all it's going to get is we're just going to do some basilicum gray. I might do a bright color, see if I can get some like inking action with the runes in here. I'll probably realize I don't like it, then take it out and rewash. I'll do a dark metal on the anvil with a dry brush of metallic, of like a brass or something to have the filigree stand out, and I'll be done. And I'll go, I'm not worried about it. He also printed me a little guide to go with it.
Okay. We have our smith.
However, I already have 2 runesmiths painted, and I'm only using one in my list, so the other one will be the guy hammering on the.
Fair enough. I understand.
So that'll be that.
Awesome.
And then for Fire Slayers, I essentially have to start over for the whole brand new army because every time I do a Fire Slayer army, they always choose what I don't have to be the thing that's good.
Yep. They're pretty good at zigging when you think they're going to zag.
Yep. So they started good with the Volkite with the shields. So I have a bunch of Volkites with shields. Then they made the Hearthguards. So I got a bunch of Hearthguards. Then they're like then they did Magmadroth. So I'm like, okay, well I guess I better print up some Magmadroth. Now they're like, hey, Volkite without shields. So now I got to paint up Volkite without shields, which means 4th edition, Auric Hearthguard.
Auric Hearthguard 2024. Here we go.
Probably not going to do that one.
Yeah. It's okay.
There was one last thing I wanted to touch base on.
Okay.
Reading over my Mad King Dawn Rider book, or Dawn Chaser book. Dawn
Bringer
book.
We got there, ladies and gentlemen.
So the new Snake Death Soulblight lady.
Okay.
She has her own Regiment of Renown. Well, it's not a Regiment of Renown. It's an Army of Renown.
Okay. Yes.
It is one of the weirdest, craziest lists I have ever seen.
Oh.
Unfortunately, my phone died, so I can't pull it up exactly, but I'm pretty sure I have everything memorized. Here are your hero selections. That lady.
Yeah.
The Bloodseeker Palanquin, whatever the thing with
I know
all
what you're talking about. Yeah.
The other thing, the Coven Throne.
Okay.
And the what's he called? The generic Thangorian Lord. There it is.
Okay.
So for then the units you can pick, we'll start off with the other, because it's a very short list, and that is Fellbats.
Okay.
For your battle line. Now listen here. Battle line choices.
I'm listening. Battle line.
You have 2 choices.
Dose.
Wolves.
Wolves.
Vampire lords.
Excuse you?
Vampire lords.
Vampire lords are now my battle line.
Yes.
It sounds terrible. I want to try it.
Right? It sounds
like
horrible. So what I did was I put together a list where I had 3 reinforced units of wolves, 2 vampire lords, what's-her-face, a Coven Throne, and a Vangorian lord. And the reason all kind of intertwine between each other. The Vangorian lord, whenever he's within 3 inches of a unit, the unit is reduced. They reduce their Ren by 1.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I forget they do. Oh yeah. And so then the Coven Throne can issue commands to 2 summonable units using 1 command point.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay.
And then the Vampire Lords have the ability that at the beginning of the combat phase, they can each choose a summonable unit to give +1 attack. They cannot choose the same one.
Oh.
And then if the Coven Throne uses their ranged attack against a foot hero, I mean any hero, but you target a foot hero and kill it, you roll a die on it's like a 2 or 3 up, you put a Vampire Lord on the table.
You make a Vampire Lord from the shooting attack.
Right.
That could be fun.
And then on top of that, so nothing else is too useful, or so the Vangorian Lord also has the ability to cast a spell to give a target the Hunger ability.
Okay.
Or as a spell.
Yep.
The wolves don't need it, so the one thing that doesn't have Hunger that people were bitching about, Snake Lady.
Okay. Okay.
Now, here's the big problem is the crux of the army is these wolves, obviously, because you're now running 60 of them.
It's 1 or 2 wolves, yep.
So they're 2 attacks, 4s and 3s. 1 inch reach.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little rough.
No special rules.
And basically nothing for a save.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
So they will do nothing.
Pretty rough.
So there's of course the temptation in the back of my mind to not even worry about that. Just take the lady.
Yeah.
Maybe a Coven Throne just for funsies. I don't think it's that good without the wolves. But just the lady and Vampire Lords.
Right, yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking on that one. I'm pretty sure they didn't play test it. They were just like, does this look like it's going to be good? And they went, no. They're like,
it's probably not good, but I want to try it now, just for fun.
I think it's the counter to the 7 Grimwrath Berserker list. Someone brings that I see you brought Grimwrath Berserkers. Oh crap! I see you brought.
I see you're also a man of culture. Let's go.
Yes, but I have an armor save.
Crap. Yeah. Oh no, I lose.
So
the one time it would be good against somebody. Oh,
I don't know who would win that round. Anyways, I don't know who would win it.
Let's be honest. It's definitely a Soul Blight.
I mean, they do have more movement, and they also have each one of those is a caster. Now, here's the problem.
Okay.
Because you're in an Army of Renown, you don't have access to your spell book.
Oh.
So you only have access to... That's one of the reasons why I originally had it 2 blocks and 3... 2 blocks of wolves, 3 lords. But then I realized I only have access to the universal spells, and I don't need Ghost.
All those spells.
Ghost Mist, I think it is.
Oh, I can't remember what it's called.
I was like, okay, flaming weapon, no problem. And then I was like, okay, levitate, they already fly. Okay. And then I guess I could use Ghost Mist because you pick a target, and then if the target, if you draw a 1 millimeter line between the unit and the terrain, or the unit, the good guy unit and the bad guy unit that's shooting, and it goes over the terrain even by 1 millimeter, the whole unit's obscured.
Right. Okay.
Which, pulling that out in a GT, people be like, what the hell did you just do?
Right. I'm sorry, run me by that again. It's the Universal's rule that you forgot about.
It's in your book.
This is in the book? Yeah.
And I've also decided that my wolves can now fly.
Yes. I don't know why. Because they can.
Because I have too many spells and I can't. I guess I'll just...
Right. Because they have to.
There's nothing in there confirming that I know Mystic Shield or Arcane Bolt. So.
Oh, jeez.
It's fine. I don't even know. I don't even know who would have a collection to fit that army.
Someone out there does, and I want to see it. And
unfortunately, I left the book in the other room, but you have like these deeds that you have to do and now the more and more I talk about it, the more and more it sounds like Fire Slayers. So instead of having runes that you strike, you then have like second battle line or battle tactics you need to complete.
Oh, jeez.
And if you get all your deeds done, then you can complete your access to your one grand strat, which is complete all your deeds.
So we jump through a lot of hoops just to get one battle tactic.
Yeah.
Oh boy. It's okay.
All right. So with that being said, we have, by the time we record next time, we will have had Adepticon and Adeptawalt. Of course, Adeptawalt being the... was it technically Adeptawalt?
No, I think it's just the Barn Owl.
It's Adeptawalt.
It's Adeptawalt.
I don't care
we
what
won't tell them. They don't watch this. It's okay. It's okay.
They don't pay to get in. They don't know access. That's
it's fine. It's fine.
So we'll get Adeptawalt. I think it'd be cool to have that have the stream going on the big screen while we're playing. And
oh yeah.
Again, expectations. 4th edition. We're gonna have Skaven with New Eshin, and then Stormcast. We're gonna see. I really feel like we're going to be. I feel like if I give a number, I'm going to be too high. But I think if I go more generic and say we will be surprised by how many units are going to be upped to Thunderstrike, I think that's a more accurate statement.
Okay.
Any predictions?
I mean, we all knew 4th was coming.
Right.
I hate to say it, but there's been so many rumors and everything that it probably is Skaven in the box. I think personally that you are far too excited over what they will do with Stormcast, and that you'll sit there at the end of the day and go, well, he didn't do anything with them. They made us a new hero and reboxed some stuff because they're finally out of ideas for the Stormcast.
No, I don't think. I think they're going to look good,
but be the same unit.
And I think they'll probably update them a little bit just because the Liberator is pretty weak, but the Paladin is still pretty good.
Right.
So I'm kind of expecting the same thing that we got in 2nd edition and 3rd edition, where they came out of the gates and the new thing was good for 6 months until other people got other things and then went, oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, that's what happens whenever you write a book before an edition's out and don't see how the game actually plays. So, yeah.
You will have, from 4th edition launch to LVO, to enjoin Stormcast.
I mean, there we go. You heard it here first. You've got that like 7-8 month window to enjoy your army.
Well, so let's see. So let's just kind of check the boxes real quick here, just to get your handprint in cement here.
Okay.
So you think it is Skaven?
Yeah, I'm here with Skaven.
Do you think Eshin?
Yeah, it's Clan Eshin or might be Molder. I don't know.
I want it to be Molder.
I kind of do. I do just want it to be Molder. I don't see a reason for it to be. Mine says Eshin, Hurt says Molder.
Yeah. Well, so I also think we're going to Shaiish. or Ulgu, sorry.
Oh, you think we're changing what realm we're in for the edition?
Yes, I do.
Ooh, you're probably right. That would be smart to finally change what realm we're in, because I thought that's what we were going to do for each General's Handbook, but woe is me. Anyway, yeah, for the edition, yeah, Shaiish I could see.
Well, Shaiish is death. We already were in Shaiish. Ulgu is Shadow.
Oh, Ulgu's Shadow. What's the Realm of Fire? Starts with an A. Akshi. We could go there.
Yeah, I could see Akshi.
I could see Akshi.
I think the list is lore-wise, like where we've been going with Dawnbringers. I think Akshi and Gairan.
Okay.
Because we've been doing a lot of Hammerhall stuff. And we actually have not been doing a lot of stuff in Gur. We've kind of slid away from...
We're in Gur, but like...
all the important stuff are happening elsewhere.
Right.
It's like, your rules are Gur, but what's going on is happening is actually in Gairan.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know... because they've been talking about a lot of stuff going on in Ulgu, like the presence of Dark Elf guy. Malarian.
Oh, yeah.
And again, they haven't mentioned him in a while, so...
Right.
But again, it's also a realm we haven't looked at, we really haven't done anything with.
No, we really haven't.
They might be wanting to do something to try and curb shooting.
I suppose I could see that. I can see that. You could write an edition, a General's Handbook that just says "spit on shooting" for this handbook. Yeah,
for 3 years.
I could see that.
So honestly, I personally think it's Ulgu just because of the rumors I heard saying Eshin. Eshin being ninja rats,
right?
And ninjas like shadows. So
that works. I'm down with that.
That's why I think Eshin. But I also get what you're saying, Akshi or Gairan.
Akshi mainly is where I'm at, but I could see the Gairan, I suppose. If we want to go see that side of Hammerhall, yeah.
Now again, if we are in Akshi, who lives in Akshi?
Don't quiz me. I'm not good at this.
Chaos Dwarves!
Chaos Dwarves. There you go. You should be asking for it, right?
Well, so again, though, you have to remember
they can also live in the...
Right. So we were in... Yeah. I forget where the main story was whenever KO came out, but they came from Shaman, and we weren't in Shaman at that time. So I think we were actually in Akshi back then.
I don't know if we were ever really cemented.
Yeah, I mean, the story going on was... I don't know. I'm not going to try to remember what was happening.
It's okay. We're terrible at this. It's okay.
All right, so Stormcast, yes, no.
Stormcast, yes, is the other side of the box.
Upgraded old models or new models?
New models.
So new units.
New units. Yep, 100%.
So the fact that there are Liberators in Thunderstrike armor in Realm at Ruin, you don't care about that.
Don't care about that.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Don't care about that in Realm of Ruin. They didn't know what they were looking at when they made that game. As evidenced by how well that game's doing. Anyway, you're going to get some new heroes. You're going to get one old unit and then 2 new units. That's it, box ship.
Wow, you think it's literally... That would be
a small box.
That would be the smallest Stormcast release to date.
It's going to be small box.
What do you think the focus is going to be?
The focus is going to be... is a good question. It's going to be some sort of cav units of some sort.
Oh boy, we need more of those.
And that's why we don't have a lot of models in the box.
Because we already got them on Dracoths, Chocobos, and Dragons.
Right, exactly. So we need something like that.
We need more. See,
it's not a Stormcast unit until you have 4 things that do the exact same thing.
I thought you were gonna go to the Forbidden Box too soon and be like, we're gonna go with the Wolfen of Stormcast, the ones that have just been
jeez, yes,
reforged to the point where they're just like Oldsmobiles that.
No. That is whenever we get Stormcast, the Chaos book. It'll be those ones, as they've just been like, we're done with humanity. You all suck.
I mean, again, like they've stated in the rules or in the lore since day one that there's Stormcasts that are so broken that they're basically kept inside until it's time to fight, and they just kind of like
push it out the door and hope it goes the right way.
And we know we'll get them at some point, but I think that's going to be like in case of fire break glass.
Yes. Anything else? Anything we aren't expecting?
Well, again, like, so what you're saying is we're going to get old models in the 4E launch box for Stormcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Models that already exist. New sculpts, maybe.
Well, now that's...
But I'm not saying, like,
so
in the Thunderstrike armor. I'm saying it is Liberators as you know them.
Liberator.
Yeah, resculpted, maybe slightly taller.
But like, you think Grugny is going to remake that armor?
Yeah. Not Grugny, GW. Big difference.
Some bold words. That's some bold predictions. I'm going
to take it. I'm going to take my L whenever it comes. But
I'm here bunting and mini golf.
Nah, I'm here to swing for the fences on
and
hot takes of what this is going to be.
You're doing blind axe tossing.
It's fine. You don't need to see whenever you're doing it. It's fine.
All right. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Do you think any other surprises? Personally, I don't think they're going to do.
As far as the Age of Sigmar, it's going to be, hey guys, say hello to 4th edition. Maybe they tease either... they could tease your Chaos Dwarves there.
That's too early.
Or you tease... what's the elf's name that we just
spoke?
Starts with an M, right? We're terrible at this.
So the problem is his name used to be one thing that started with an M, and now I think it's Malfurion.
Okay. Yeah, I think that you could say here's him, like, in his entourage coming in now. Because I think not this year, but next year we get a new army.
Agreed. But I don't think they would show anything about it now. I think they would save it for like next LVO or next Adepticon.
I don't know. They've got a track record of like trying to tell us about an army way too far out these days.
Yeah, even still, like that's why it's an LVO. Huh. Because like at LVO they could say it and then they could release it in June.
That's true. At LVO they could say it and get away with it'll come this year.
Yeah.
November 2025.
Oh, I bet you that'll be it. So here's a long haul prediction.
Hit me with it.
Chaos Dwarves will be in the 2025 sneak peek
the
trailer.
Fight box. Yeah.
No, not the fight box. The 2025 sneak preview trailer that they always put out around December or July, January.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm here for it. We only have 10 months to find out how this goes.
All right. Well, I'm with one last question here.
Okay.
Do you think, after everything I've shown you, I'll put it this way: what do you think the percentage chance is that we are going to get a Chaos Dwarf army in 4th edition?
Do you want my honest opinion, or do you want what I?
No.
I think
you're here for your honest position.
I know that's the sad part. Is I think you're dreaming, buddy, and I'm really sorry about it. Them dwarves is gone, my boy.
They're not gone. They're in the store. So they're the ones where Hobgrots get their gear from.
They have a paragraph.
Yes. So they have more than Malfurion does.
Terathi.
Oh,
has
No. They have more than 10 rats. All right? It's not just one paragraph. They've been in multiple books. So they've been in multiple KO battle tomes. They've been in multiple Fireslayer battle tomes. They've now been in the Orc War Clan book and the OCR Bone Reaper book,
then I will be pleasantly surprised for you,
and in Warcry.
Oh,
can I get
Warcry?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Not only do we have Chaos Dwarves in Warcry, but we also have the Horns of Hashut that blatantly say that
that
the Chaos Dwarves are on their way.
Right.
Can I get you to 20%?
20%.
20% chance.
20% chance for a 2026 release. I don't think you're getting 25.
I'm just saying a 4th edition release.
4th, somewhere in the next 3 years.
Yes.
There's a chance, but she's low. She's a real low chance.
So if I'm honest, I'm going to give it I'm somewhere between 55 and 60%.
Okay. All right.
Just so you know where I am.
I know that you're a very hopeful person.
I talk like it's 80%, but it's actually it's just
right.
If we were to get the release twice, one time we would get it and one time we would.
If we were to flip this coin, there's a chance that we get the next 3 years.
And then the one side's a little heavier. That's
right. Yes.
All right. So, with that being said, everyone, I hope you are excited for Adepticon and excited to see what we're going to get, see what's going to happen with 4th edition, see all the new Stormcast Thunderstrike models and not new units, and a bunch of Ninja Rats and
good old Ninja Rats. I think people would really enjoy them, so I understand why Eshin.
See, one of the things about Eshin, even without rumors, if it was just hey, you just know Skaven, and you have to we're not going to give you any hints at all on the clan. I'm still going to go Clan Eshin just because the sculptors are going to want to sculpt that shit.
Okay, I can see it. Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's who you need to keep happy,
right?
For your modeling company, kids.
All right, this time for realty. We'll see everyone next month, and have a good one.
All right, bye.